Yes. I want to welcome you all to the You Wasn't Outside podcast on the Grown Folks Podcast Network. I'm one of your hosts, not doing the most, normal ass Carl. To my front. And you got on the Padre uniform? Oh, you not playing with the pastels? Is it because he's here?
It is.
Is it because he's here?
I did
the pastel coloring and all that. I didn't even just all that. The whole I didn't even.
I hella
the shoes too. Yeah.
I did. Damn you! I'm not like.
Okay, look. We're going with the showstopper, Miss Juicy J. Shut the fuck up. Hey, let me got my man. You want me to call you Terrence?
Terrence, yeah.
Okay.
Haas.
Okay, cool. Yeah. I want to make sure I call everybody what they want to be called by. So, got my man Haas in here, man.
Hey.
Welcome to the pod, man. Again, Lex isn't here. He's on sabbatical. Have you talked to him? I haven't talked to him. It's okay. I haven't talked to him. Look, sometimes you got to give men space, right? I give men space.
Whatever.
I don't even, But I'm like that. You've asked me questions, and I'd be like, "Yo, I don't know about that right now. If I want to talk,
but you don't leave me on red.
That's true too. But but that's right on par for him. I know him, so that's right what he do. You got to give men space sometimes.
All right, still love you.
Let's jump into it. I think I started off with me last time, so we're gonna start with you. How you been, Jay?
Oh wow, it's been a really hard week, honestly.
You got some blessings.
No, exactly.
Now I got the play-by-play. I'm not going to get into your shit unless you wanted to, but you got some blessings, and I'm like, I'm going to help her recognize these blessings since I was aware of these.
That's right.
You should have seen me in church today, boo-hooing. It was like the toughest week of my life in a long time, but it was miraculous. I was like blessed by so many different people, different churches. I like secured a new job, a new partnership. Like when I literally was like crying myself to sleep some nights. I like had to go on a job interview and was in the worst timing, and I was able to perform. And so I'm feeling very, very blessed. I'm feeling closer to God than ever. I'm feeling faithful, and I'm really excited about the next few weeks are really hard, but I'm really excited about the beginning of April and what that looks like for me.
Yeah.
And my time here and what I'm going to do with it. So,
okay. Absolutely.
I'm feeling good.
Yeah.
How you been, man?
Oh, man. I'm pretty blessed, brother.
There you go.
Amen.
I really can't complain.
Yeah.
Just been keeping my head down.
Yeah.
And grinding. I just recently opened up my second store location.
There you go.
That ain't no little thing.
Is the first one still around?
So the first one we closed down.
Okay.
In 2022.
Okay.
We closed it. Yeah, it's just the.
It was a cool spot though.
Yeah, thank you.
It was a cool spot.
Thank you.
It wasn't open when I got there because my man had a wedding. You probably know him, Theron.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So he had a wedding party that Friday, and I was like, yo, where's these SD Native shirts coming from? And then my boy Jamar, he had one. I was like, yo, I need to get me one of those. And then I eventually ran into you later on and picked one up. So, but keep going though. My fault.
Yeah. So no, you good. We ended up closing this first location due to just the homelessness got terrible down there.
Yeah.
The parking was terrible.
Yeah.
And just the
business wise, it didn't make sense. Is what you
business wise, it was
still
the store was doing well.
Yeah.
My customers I got a really dope community that shows up. So, but on top of that, it's just the parking was terrible. The homelessness, people sleeping in front of the door.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And then the space that we were in, it just the vibe went away. Like everybody left. Like all the the top hitters in San Diego that once were there, they all left, and I started feeling like the hundreds. I was, really like the last one standing there.
Right.
And so it just played its course.
Yeah.
So where were you selling your inventory online?
Yeah. So prior to opening the store, I was online only.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And then within a few months of opening our first location, I went into Foot Locker. So we were
hold up, pause, hold up. I got a whole thing for that. Hold up, time out. We gonna get it. You ain't even doing nothing wrong. Hold up, because I want to get into that full nitty gritty. I got a whole list of questions I want to ask you.
Yeah, of course, of course.
Damn, that seems rude though, because then if I be like, yeah, I've been cool, like, no, I ain't gonna even do it. I'm not gonna even do that. What I want to do is then I'm gonna go ahead and set a marker on that.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go ahead and get into my first question.
Okay.
What got you into the clothing? First of all, Haas has a clothing brand called San Diego Native, and
correct,
if you guys
correct. It's called the SDN brand.
Oh, the SDN brand.
The SDN brand.
So if they wanted to find you on Instagram and all those places.
The SDN brand.
Okay, there we go.
Correct,
S as in Sam, D as in dog, N as in Nancy, just so that y'all got that.
Yes.
So what does San Diego native come from?
SDN.
Yeah.
Got it.
San Diego native.
But it's the short form.
It's
Got
the SDN brand, but a lot of people call it San Diego native.
We do. And look how I did it. Yeah.
I thought it was
He said
too,
that.
You know, sometimes
that.
when I tell people I have a brand, I always say it's the SDN brand, but most people call it San Diego native.
Because
that's
they see the
when they're
shirts
like,
on.
oh yeah, San Diego native.
Yeah.
You know, and then it was crazy is that that logo isn't the main logo. It just happens to be the logo that took off.
This one right here.
This one right here. It just happens to be the logo that took off, but it's not the main logo.
Wow.
So what got you into wanting to like create a clothing brand in the first place? Obviously you got to have a neck for fashion.
Correct.
Right.
So, I mean, I've been in fashion my whole life.
Yeah.
Although I did grow up poor. Mm-hmm. And I grew up around that era where we were receiving East Bay magazines.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And
in the mail.
Right. And I couldn't afford any of that. Couldn't buy any of that. But so it started off before fashion. I was an artist. I can draw. Like my older brother is an artist, and he can draw. You know, his artwork is amazing, and I just started copying him.
Yeah.
And then learning how to shade, and I started drawing Pokemons and stuff like that. Yeah. And from there, I started making my own books. You know, because I was less fortunate, right?
Yeah.
I started making books of a life that I imagined I could live.
That's so cool.
Right.
Do you still
So
have
I had my grandma does. My grandma does, yes. And I would write stories, you know, and that's also when we used to have the car shows where the cars are releasing the next year.
I remember
all the car shows, the 2025 or whatever, like the 2005s or wherever that time was. I used to go to, my dad would take me to those conventions, and what I'll do is I'll grab those magazines, and I remember drawing the first Escalade. Remember when they changed the body of the Escalade?
Yeah.
I was squarish. Yeah.
I was drawing the Escalades, and I was drawing apartments and houses, and I had, just a full storyline. I've always had a great imagination,
visionary.
And I would just create. You know, we couldn't afford the rug with the city and the cars.
Yeah.
So I used to build my own. First, it started from dirt, building the cities out of dirt. Yeah. And then with my little Hot Wheel cars and having limousines like Michael Jackson's coming to the house party and stuff like that. So we'll be balling. We had the Porsche. We had the Porsche. I used to have the Porsche. And my brother had the Lamborghini. But so it's always been really really creative. So the clothing started with me drawing products from the East Bay magazine. And imagining that I was wearing it, whether it was the Jordans or the Iversons, that was my thing.
Iversons,
yeah. Wow. I remember the Iversons was the high shoe.
You the answers, outside?
Yeah.
The
questions actually
with the bumblebee bubble on the side. Yeah. I used to steal. My dad had a pair. He had the blue joints. I would wait till he went to work.
Listen, my brother had the anniversary Jordan 11s, the all white ones with the baby blue the baby blue Jumpman. Yeah. And I remember he went to school. As soon as he left, I took them. I was in the 4th grade. They were too big, and I wore them to school. Looking crazy. I wore them to school, and I remember everybody was like, "Your shoes too big. Who you got your first?" Because man, it was during that time. I used to they was hard, man. My grandma, she bought me some green pair of Chucks. Yeah. And
those was hard too back in the day.
Yeah, I had an all pair of green Chucks, and I was going to Emerson Bandini, but it was crazy, So I used to get teased about that all the time, because some of my friends, they already were into Jordans and J's and all that stuff, and I was wearing them Chucks.
PF Flyers had a nice little run too. I had a pair of those too. I love me some PF Flyers. They weren't quite Chucks, but I mean they still held their own. So as far as so
to answer your question, so basically, I think growing up. And having the lack of clothing, it really pushed me to be extremely interested in fashion.
Yes.
And then from there, I just stayed with me.
Do you feel, because when you and I was talking to you about this a little bit, I want to say in the last couple of weeks, but I feel like the fashion nowadays is completely different. Like now, I feel like I'm stuck in a different decade how I be dressing. You know what I mean? Like even now, I feel like I'm in '07. You know what I mean? Like how I be moving. But like you were saying, like, hey, look, I came from hard times. I feel like a lot of the clothing designs now like are centered around like
hard times,
like being comfortable. Yeah, hard times, being comfortable. Like what you have on right now. We wouldn't have worn that 20 years ago. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with it. Even what you have on right now.
The Y bottoms, they just kind of the bell bottoms kind of.
Yeah.
They just brought these back.
We were just talking about it, and I told you they had a weight limit though. He's within that weight limit.
Do you think he can pull up some bell bottoms?
He can.
See,
he can. But it's all about
him.
he can. I mean, there's some dudes out there really swaggy, your size, really swag, like pushing.
Yeah, my algorithm don't look like that. My algorithm don't look like that. Look at my wife, like, don't show him too much. Look at my wife, don't show him too much.
He don't need no glow up.
He been looking crazy. Shit, my wife wear New Balances now too. Like I remember, like you couldn't wear New Balances.
Back in the day,
they make fun of you.
No, New Balance wasn't in.
No,
but
they're the new Nikes
on the West
now.
Coast. Because
you right, like DC.
My freshman year, after my freshman year at Helix, I got kicked out of Helix.
Oh, okay.
And then I got sent off. Well, I ran off to Detroit.
Okay.
While I was in Detroit, that's all they was wearing, New Balances and Pele Pele. So when I went out there, I went out there with Iversons.
No,
Fast forward in my freshman year, I finally got a pair of Iversons.
Yeah.
It wasn't the ones that everybody wanted back in 3 years prior.
Right.
But I finally got a pair of Iverson from Marshalls. That we ran out on. You know what I'm saying?
You can find some, and that's the thing. That's another place where people go find, like a lot of people. Where do people find clothing now? Like places like Marshalls. What's that one store?
Ross.
Thrift stores.
I go thrifting a lot. I love thrifting.
I don't even shop in the stores like that.
For real? Mm-mm. You thrift like most of your stuff?
I don't even thrift either. I'm online.
See, now when I
try things on,
that's where my point is.
Nah, because
you're not chubby. That's why you got skin privilege.
I am.
I went there.
I kind of know. I already went to that phase. So I already know. Like it's certain brands that you know. Like I wear a lot of well, not anymore. I used to wear a lot of purple until purple became, now it's like really like popular.
Yeah.
But
so you want to wear something that like nobody else is watching, like what you feel comfortable in?
No, I wouldn't say that, but sometimes when things become a little too
saturated,
yes, and accessible, it just becomes a little tacky.
Yeah. Nah, you're right. I mean,
just a little bit.
You're right. That's how I feel. Nah, I ain't gonna say that joke.
I had a guy tell me last week that he was like, you dress like nobody I know. I was like, I'll take that. And he was like, you have your own sense of style. I really like it. And I was telling him that like I'm always looking for a piece that's different, or that calls to me, or that I can like center.
You know what's crazy
around my outfit?
Now that I'm looking at you,
I know me, dog.
I know you,
and I'm mad that you're up here pretending like you don't know me.
No, you know what I'm saying? Our freshman year at Helix, 2003.
Yes.
Yeah. With Keisha.
Yes.
Yeah, Keisha.
Yes.
Amber.
Yeah. Oh my God, Amber.
Yeah.
She remembered it.
I remember you. Yeah, no, I remember you was a sweetheart. Yeah.
You forgot. Shit.
Listen, it's been years.
I'm unforgettable.
Here you. Okay. I
remember. So my brother is Walter.
That's
Walter,
your brother?
yeah, it's my big brother Walter, and then my sister, my little brother was Tyante.
Oh wow!
And Dana.
Now that you said that, you do look like Tyante.
Yeah.
That's my little Tyante my year. Yeah, I remember.
That's my little brother. Yeah,
I remember. Yeah, he bow-legged.
Huh?
He bow-legged.
Yeah. 6'7".
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, big dude.
I remember that.
Exactly.
I remember because we was little as shit. Like, God damn, this motherfucker, he like one of the teachers. Like, freshman year, he's big as hell already.
Oh, my God.
Oh, man.
That's crazy, yeah.
What a small world.
Because you go by Juicy J, but
Jasenia Fox.
Yesenia,
yeah.
Yesenia, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yesenia,
Small world.
Yeah, you was a sweetheart. I remember.
Damn, we that old to where like we forgot who we went to high school with. Because I remember that shit quick when I was 19, 20, man. I remember.
I done been everywhere.
Yeah.
But he was only there a year too.
I was there 1 year.
Yeah. I mean, there's still certain people that like.
You remember though, like Ashley and Jasmine.
Of course.
Derek Anchorman.
Oh yeah.
I'll
tell you a story about him. I'll tell you a story about him.
We got too many stories about him. Yeah.
Helix was turned.
No, it was. We had a really good run. Now I feel like the kids. I'll tell this Ankrum story. It's cracking me up. Ankrum played on the baseball team with us, and he was having some issues with his grades, right? And we used to have to get a slip to be able to leave, to get off campus or whatever, to go like play away games. So they told him, like, I get my slip, he's sitting in there and they're like, oh, we can't let you leave. You need to finish your period out because you got to, work on your grade in the class. He sat there and like fake cried, right?
That sounds.
But that's some shit he can do.
I've seen him do that.
Listen, they're
I've seen him
talented.
Absolutely.
And I remember like, yo, don't you got it? Nah, hey, we just, don't you got a game, bro? What are you doing? What are you doing?
Man, this is one of those natural talents, man. He put the ball in the trees, and was fast.
Nice and fast.
And his own kind of person.
And
just
funny.
His own personality.
Yeah, but
incredible.
He was funny. Yeah, he was funny.
Incredible. Like,
he used to go around telling people his dad was Mr. Marcus. I was crying. I was like, what's wrong with this dude, man?
It took me a while. He used to drive me crazy. And then I'm like, you're just goofy.
Yeah. But that's really him, though. He's authentically himself, though. Like, that's what I appreciate about him, is that he never wavered.
Yeah, no, at all.
Always been him.
He fit in on either side, anywhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everybody loved him. Everybody loved him. I was still kind of tapped in with him. He be like, he be giving me shout outs and letting me know that he's proud of me and stuff like that.
Oh,
that's what's up, man.
You better tell him we said hi.
I will.
Yesenia,
oh shit,
a little Helix reunion. Okay.
I'll tell you that story off mic.
Jasmine, we still locked in.
Me too. Yeah. I talked to her too. I love her.
Her son just did a photo shoot for my brand.
Dude, I just saw, he's so handsome.
Right? Yeah.
I just saw they went to the Tyler Creator concert and he did his fro and he kind of split it.
Yeah.
It was so sick.
Oh, like him?
Yes, it looks so good. That's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm looking forward to seeing those pictures.
So then when did you start the brand up like officially then? What year did you start?
All right, so a lot of people, well, some people know this, but a lot of people don't know is that my first brand. So we got let's start back, because this is I want to truly explain the length of
and the
all this, right?
timeline.
There's a reason why I'm asking this. But go ahead, and you about to run into it.
So I'm from I'm from Southeast.
Yeah.
To be specific, O'Farrell community.
Okay.
And
where'd you go to middle school?
I went to Horseman.
Okay.
Which is where my first part of my life where I was at, in Oak Park. Okay. And then I moved over to, I had a few other stops, and then I went to O'Farrell for the 8th grade. And I was in Skyline and lived on Arderly. And so after my, I want to say, I had not to get into that life, but after 2009, or no, matter of fact, we graduated in 2007, went to college. So still kind of active in college. So I would say 2009. Okay. I started really diving into the books as far as Black history and really educating myself. I was one of those people that I went hard.
Sucks that we have to wait till we get out of high school for that to happen too.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I went hard.
I went radical too.
We can sit here and talk about Black history all day.
All day long.
All day. Like that. I'm and so from there, I started preaching just Black love.
Yeah.
And because of that, it led me to my first brand, and my first brand was Roots Before Seats. And this came about in 2000 and
before seats, like chairs.
No, Roots Before Seeds.
Oh, seeds.
Plant a seed.
Okay, now that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
I was like, seats. What's these?
No, Roots Before Seeds.
Yeah.
And so I started that in 2016.
Yeah.
And in June 19th. Of 2016.
Oh, shit, there you go.
Juneteenth. I did that on purpose. Juneteenth.
Before it was a holiday.
Juneteenth. I was already on that in 2009, and I was already on that. So I started my brand Roots Before Seeds, which was RBS. I don't know what it is about 3 letters I love, but 3 letters.
Simplicity.
So RBS. But I started in June, and then by August, I was already inside Applause showroom in Plaza Bonita.
Oh, there you go. Shit.
Yeah, and inside that store, I was the number 3 selling brand in there. There's only 2 brands ahead of me, which was Rottweiler and Woodman. And so I was there for about a year, all the way into 2017. And I continued doing it until 2018. And at that time, you know, Rashad Ottman is a close friend of mine.
Oh yeah, I remember him.
Yeah, that's my
Now,
boy.
he can draw too, or he does like artistic
He does.
stuff.
He's very, very artistic.
Yeah, like graphic design stuff. Yeah,
and he had Cali money. So at that time, he was taking me around, you know, his route, showing me the ropes to this fashion stuff. And he was telling me, man, like, I love your brand, bro, but it's not like the people are not ready for it, because it was deep, like the messaging.
Right, 5%.
Man, shout out to Jiminelle Rowland.
Love her.
That's so she wrote everything. Like, I would tell her my ideas and she wrote it. Like, she brought up she was my early AI.
That makes sense to me.
She was she's so smart and very.
I listen to her songs to get me through.
Right, so she's incredible. So Jiminelle will write come up with deep stuff for me, or I'll tell her what I want. I give her, and then she just turned it into poetry. And so where were we going with that?
Oh, starting the brand. You said
starting the brand. Yeah,
he was saying that the people weren't ready.
Rashad was like, because it was too deep. Rashad was saying, like, you know, he told me, like, oh, it's too deep, bro. The people are. I love it, I get it, but the people, the community's not ready for this. And at that time, it wasn't really that. It was this before all the, you know, the cop killings,
before
and
people were woke.
For all the, you know, for the woke community, like
woke
that.
Movement,
We was before that. I was going hard, and so
you're an activist.
I was, you know, I was, and that's actually what I wanted to be. Like, man, like I used to rap too.
Right.
You know what
we
I mean?
all did. That's
Okay,
cool.
Jack of all trades.
And I got for real. I got this poem I wrote that really kind of described how I see myself at that time. And this is from 2016. And I was like, Mama, I got big dreams of being respected like Khalid Muhammad, the next Malcolm X, prophesizing like the prophets. Marcus Garvey, who can stop me? This Bernard Hopkins, boxing. The whole world if I'm ever boxed in. Locksmith, do this for the lost kids. You know, stuff like that. Anyways, let's go further. Right?
Dang, okay.
And so, but those people I named, like, I really, you know, wanted to align myself with them. So that's how heavy I was in. But
he went with the Bernard Hopkins. That's
yeah.
Go ahead.
But so
put some respect on it.
I wanted to align myself with people like that. But at that time it just wasn't right. But I've always been in fashion. I'm super creative. So 2 years, like, while I'm designing,
we're at 2019 now.
We're at 2018.
18, okay.
Right, but going into 2019, I started working on SDN.
Okay.
Right. I started working on it's literally the same designs, just different name and different logo.
How'd you come up with that name? Like what?
When you say design, God, I got to look at the rest of them, because it didn't the roots
before Siege look just like this.
It's the same thing.
Yes, when you see all the designs, like the collegiate logo that I have, with the reef, that it used to be R with roots inside of it.
So you just literally switched
removed
it out.
Removed the SDN.
So then where did the SDN
this right here,
come from?
This right, the San Diego native, when you look at it, what I did was, because it was so simple, the logo, I just took the S, the D, and the N, but because you can't just use Helvetica font, I turned it into a logo. So that's how it started. So it just went straight from there. And the idea about the brand was it came from what I seen growing up in the Southeast. That's what inspired me to go ahead and push this. Because of how our communities are very separated, divided. I wanted to kind of unite, our communities through our shared love, which is San Diego. But you got to remember this, is that we grew up Dago, D-A-Y-G-O. Like, that's how we grew up in the Southeast, Dago. And when I started reading more, I started understanding the power of words and what words mean. So I could have went Dago native, D-A-Y-G-O native. I could have done that. But I specifically did San Diego native because through my studies, I know that when people of color, our people, black people, came from LA, we stopped in East Dago. From East Dago, we went to Southeast. And we owned all of Imperial. Like, all of our businesses were up and down Imperial. And at that time, there was a very black San Diego, right? And but right now, whenever we don't feel a part of something, we create a byproduct, right? So you have San Diego, and the byproduct is Dago, right? That we created.
Like
right, because San Diego doesn't represent us.
Oh no,
right? They don't. San Diego doesn't represent us, but we're some of the first, like we're some of the original natives here.
Yeah.
To San Diego.
Yeah.
We've
Which
been
is
here.
rare.
We've been here.
Yeah.
We've been here. Like even in LA, like we've been. You know, we've like I'm talking about own land, own businesses, built things here. Like we were very successful,
Families,
not only in LA but here in San Diego. So my goal is to whenever you have a byproduct, right? Everything in there is artificial. In that byproduct, because nothing's official, everything's artificial in that byproduct. It's kind of like when you go into just say Food for Less, all right, and at the top shelf you have Frosted Flake, and then at the bottom shelf you have nothing but the bag cereal, right?
Yeah,
The shit we used to get.
That's an
I still
artificial
get.
flavor.
Frost.
Yeah, so that's an artificial flavor,
right.
So what is in that bag and what is it made of?
We don't know.
We don't even know.
Or
right?
we don't care to read the back.
And we
of
don't
it.
care, right?
Yeah.
And that's kind of and that's a byproduct of something that is, has actual ingredients.
Yeah.
Right? Even though now that we're knowing that some of that stuff's not healthy, right?
Yeah.
But the whole goal is to get my people of color to understand that no, we deserve to be San Diego just as much as our brothers and sisters up to 15.
Right.
We deserve to be recognized as San Diego natives just like our brothers and sisters up to 15th or by the coast. We deserve to experience San Diego the same way our brothers and sisters do, as the same way tourists do, and the same way transplants do. But because majority of us grew up in the Southeast, our perspective of San Diego is completely different than everyone else in San Diego. So my goal with this brand from the beginning has always been to show people from the Southeast a few things. One, that we can create a brand that is equivalent to any other brand in San Diego that control the skateboarding community, that control the surfing community, that control really the fashion industry. In San Diego, we can compete with them, right? That was my goal from the beginning. The second is to show them all of San Diego and what San Diego has to offer. And then from there to show them what branding looks like, how to create a brand that is sustainable and that can last, right? So that's what I knew I spent years in marketing. I spent years understanding or studying the market for Home Depot when it comes to understanding your competitors and what they're selling and what's moving in the market, right? I spent years doing that. So I was well aware of what San Diego was missing and what we needed. And that's where the whole, even from the beginning, if you had the opportunity to follow me from the beginning, you can see that it's always been clean. It's always been professional. It's always been a logo that looked like it was a corporate business. Only because since 19 I come from that corporate world with Home Depot. I've been in management since I was 22 years old. So I took all that information I received from these corporate companies and then inserted it into my brand. But I've done that from the beginning only to show, and I did the research and everything only to show people that look like me how to brand and what branding looks like, and also the understanding of language. And because I understood that and I knew that, now you can see how it's only been, we're in our 5th year, but you can see by year 2 we already had a store. Yeah. Right. And not only had a store, but the store was clean. It was well designed. But not only that, and then we went into Foot Locker. Foot Locker has already done $500,000 off of in sales off of my brand. A kid from the Southeast, right? Yeah. But the only reason why is because of how I push the branding, right? So you have there's a difference in everything, and every year I continue just reinvesting and growing the brand. So now it can be compared to we done stuff with Nordstrom's. We got other opportunities coming down, but it's because of what the brand, how the brand looks, the logo, and the language. You know,
your materials is fire too.
And the material,
Because I'm sitting here like I'm with you with the looks, the brand, the logo, and shit. But the material, especially in the fashion world, your materials matter.
Yes.
And I'm looking at the quality of that sweater. You don't even got to tell me where you got it from. I know.
I am, because I want people to know this is cut and sew.
Okay.
It took me 6 months to get this down packed. Yeah. The way I want it.
Quality.
Right? So like this is something that I designed. So you can't go, this is something you can just go and buy.
Oh, you made it yourself?
I made this. Yeah.
Like you chose the
That's
blend.
crazy.
I chose the material. I chose the cut, the shorter length, the sleeve length.
Now that's
everything.
There we go. Now we hitting.
I chose all of that.
And that's the difference from just going to
Why is that important to you though?
And throwing
Why is it important to me?
Why is it important to you? Yeah, exactly. To what she's saying, because you're right. Why is that important than going to go buy bulk from somebody? No, there isn't. But there's a reason for him why he wanted to do it himself and spend 6 months in doing it.
You have to think about this, right? Is that I have to look and say why did I join gang? Mm-hmm. Why did I take somebody's name? Mm-hmm. It's because a lot of our stories are already picked and chose for us. A lot of us don't have the option to choose our reality. Yeah. A lot of us don't get that option. And this isn't no fake deep woke stuff. This is really how I am, how I think, you know? And I remember I was 16 and I had this barber, and that's why barbers are important. You got to have a dope barber, especially one that's like reads and smart.
Real, especially in this era.
So Derek Banks, shout out to Derek Banks, freshly faded, freshly fades. One of those two. My apologies.
That's cool. I ain't been in the barber in 10 years.
Yeah, but when I was 16, he was very educated. Like we used to talk about stock and music and deep stuff. And he always just plant seeds. And when he planted those seeds, I always went and just did my research. My next haircut, we're having those conversations. And there's one time he had asked me, he said, when you walk into his barbershop, do you get to choose your seat? And there's like 4 or 5 seats there. And I was like, I said, yeah. He said, why do you figure? I said, because I chose to sit here. He said, but I gave you those 5 options. And that's how it is, and that's how it really is in life, especially growing up in the Southeast. Growing up in the Southeast, there's only a few options. Black, when you're coming from when you're a black male or a black woman coming from the Southeast, there's only a few options. Right, and
poverty.
If you look at it, and when you look at it, most of us took. A lot of us went into gangs. A lot of us went to hustling. There was an era where a lot of them became pimps. And then a lot of them that became athletes.
That's crazy.
And
then that one that went to college.
Yeah.
Right, but those are the 5 options that the Southeast really, you know. Now again, I don't want people to fire me up. You know, I have a cousin that grew up in the same household. He went into gangs, and his sister became a lawyer that owns 2 homes here in San Diego. So yes, from the Southeast, from Springford. So yes, you can make it out, but there's a large percentage of my friends that are dead or in jail, right? So
there's more adversity, and that's just being honest.
Yes.
That's not a reflection of the people. It's just saying there's more adversity, there's more barriers that people of color, especially black and brown, in the Southeast face. And we both grew up in the Southeast. I went to La Presa. I grew up in Spring Valley, not far from off of Grand. So, you know, my grandparents lived right here in Paradise Hills. I work in the Southeast still. My kids go to school in the Southeast. So
think about how many friends are missing.
Yeah.
And gone.
A bunch.
Right? Yeah. So for me, it was important because I felt like, and this is with everything, and I'm not just saying this because, listen, magazines wouldn't pick me up. You know what I went and did? Started my own magazine.
Exactly.
Figured out how to do it. I don't know. No, I'm sorry, not pick me up, because I had a few interviews, and when they went back and wrote the article, I'm like, whoa. Don't quote me, because those are my words. I know you wanted to make it sound good and make it, you know, readable, but those aren't my words.
Yeah.
I didn't like that. So I was like, you know, I'm doing my own magazine. So that's how I had the Hometown Wave mag, right?
Right.
I couldn't articulate myself properly because I wasn't really educated when it came to how to take photos. So I was having run-ins with photographers. So you know what I did? I went and bought my own Sony camera, and now I take all my photos. Right. So it's and when it came to my new store, You know, I didn't go to anybody. I designed it myself, and I'm putting into nothing. So
basically cutting out
not cutting out, but it's something beautiful about having control over what represents you.
That's it right there.
Exactly.
So what you've been asking me, because I haven't been able to articulate that, because either, we be here Sunday nights and I be tired and shit. But like when I first started this podcast, this room didn't look like this, right? It didn't feel like this, right? You came in, you got the game on and shit. That's new. That wasn't even like started here, but there was a black painting on this wall right here. We had a table. I used to have to break things down every time we was done or whatever.
Too.
We had a couch at one point. That couch looked kind of crazy. It looked like the casting couch. You know what I mean?
I didn't know where you got this one at though.
Yeah, this one, these came.
He just got these.
I got these from Target, and I actually haggled them down because they wanted $800 for both. I paid $180 for both of them out the door.
At Target?
I told them, I said, they's like, these are the display joints. So I had these in my room at me and my wife's house. And then my man across, he does like carpet cleaning. So he people were touching them, he smoked, they cleaned them all up.
Yep.
And then I picked these up from Offer Up at a girl I went to church with.
Wow.
Right there at Bayview.
Yeah.
Got in there, she's like, I know your
Bayview.
grandmother.
Baby right here.
That's where
So
I
you
go.
probably know my peoples. Ola Hosley. She been there
Gotta
for
see
years.
people's faces,
Ola,
man.
she been there for
right when you said your brother's
I
name,
go
I was
to
like, I can
Bayview.
see it now.
You go to
But
Bayview?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
the Hosleys, that's my auntie.
yeah, I ain't been to Bayview in years. So she's been there more
You need
recent
to
than
come
me.
with me.
Pastor Winters is actually
Okay.
my great grandmother was married to Pastor Winters. So
Okay.
that was
Okay.
yeah. I don't go around
How
telling
have
people
you
that.
never- yeah.
I don't go around saying
He's
stuff like
here and
that.
now you want to start
I
sharing?
be trying to hide like he
Yeah.
be doing. I just be head down, do my shit.
I'll be looking. A lot of people, and a lot of people, I don't know why,
Okay.
but I take lyrics seriously.
Yeah,
I take lyrics. So like Jay-Z, and this is just part of my personality. I don't know why, but Jay-Z, because my father wasn't always there.
Mm-hmm.
Jay-Z kind of through his lyrics raised me, right? 50 Cent, like raised me. I those lyrics and those
They
I
mean
study
something.
albums.
They resonate
I
with
study
you.
albums. I've always been like this. I love studying art.
Yeah.
And the Kanye, Get Rich or Die Trying, and through his years, like those stuff like really molded who I am today. Like I have this for some reason, like with 50, I have this mentality like if you're over there with somebody that I don't rock with, or somebody that don't rock with me, then you won't even
Stay over there.
Stay over there. You won't even know. I just that fast. You know what I mean? And if you want to go, we can go. Like that Curtis,
Get
right?
straight to it,
But
yeah.
then also
You're
on the
with
side
company.
of that, on the side of that, right?
Birds
on the
of a
side of
feather.
that, you got Jay-Z. That Jay-Z has always, he's never been the best rapper in any year that he's been out ever.
He's right on that.
He's never, but he has set himself up to be the most successful and best rapper because he painted a picture of who he was or who he thought he was. He's always painted himself as the biggest boss. Always,
It's
right?
also
In his lyrics, to where a lot of people believed it. It was a story. So now we got a fantasy idea of who Jay-Z is, and he's just carried that image on forever, whether you know it or not. Like people in his era probably look, man, I'll slap you, right? You know what I mean? But everyone else that wasn't around him, it was growing up, was like, wow, you know what I'm saying? Like when he says, I didn't buy the bar, I bought the night spot, I got the right watch. You know what I mean? Like so for me, it was just like, okay, I always think better.
Right.
If they're aiming this, aim here. Always be here. So when I'm designing and when I'm thinking about everything I'm doing, that's like I'm aiming to have. I don't compare and respectfully. I don't. This is without ego or without
Talk your
arrogance or anything like that. But I don't compare myself. I don't compete or look at any San Diego brands because there's no inspiration there for me.
Yeah.
Because they're not doing what I want to accomplish. And what I want to accomplish is that I have to look outward, right? I travel. So I had to go to New York. I had to go to LA. And when I look at Ronnie Feig that owns Kift, that inspired me. So when I'm designing, when I'm doing my thing, I think I'm Ronnie Feig. What is he doing?
Right.
How's he see it? What does he got going on? Because his level of designing is incredible. You know what I mean? You got Teddy Santis. I'm looking at him. I'm a I've been a huge fan of the Medici family. Like I studied them. Like
That's Versace?
Huh? No, the Medici family is so they capitalize on art and banking. Yeah.
Who am I thinking of? Oh, don't worry about it. Don't worry.
Yeah. So anyway, so yeah, I studied like Andrew Carnegie was the person that I studied for a long time. He capitalized in the steel industry and did his thing, and then how he reinvested into his business and how he, like I study these people. Like these are my people. So when I do what I do, like I'm taking all of them in, and like I'm like, okay, what would Ronnie do? What would Andrew Carnegie do? And that's why, like, even when it comes to Medici family, right now you've probably seen that I have a lot of my last name everywhere, Hosley, because my last name is important to me now, because it's the family name, and it's my legacy, right? So I have my nephews and everybody around me that we're pushing Hosley, right? But a part of a lot of my character and who I am it was molded by me studying the greats. That Andrew Carnegie is the great in his field. Ronnie Feig is the greatest in his field. The Medici families is one of the top families in history, right? And then you have like Kanye West. There's no bigger black brand that will ever exist. That'll be bigger than the Kanye and what he did with Yeezy. There's not one, not even close. And we can discuss that.
I can't throw Rockaware in there.
No,
I won't do that.
Rockaware can't.
Rockaware can't throw Fubu.
You can't either.
Yeah, I can't
Yeezy was. Listen, you got Yeezy did a collab with Balenciaga. That's a fashion house. That's You know what I mean? Like
when you look at the All-Star teams,
there's no like what his shoe did. Like his shoe is bigger than at a point. His shoe is bigger than Jordan.
That's wild.
So. Yeah, no, he's at the great at what he does. So I study these people, and that's why SDN is where it's at now.
That point which you're making is what I was saying is that like in the last couple of weeks, like people do hit Jay up and be like, oh yeah, let's come on here. Personally, like I build this studio space to be able to have control, right, of who comes in, who doesn't, right.
And he's very selective.
And when she said it last week, she's like, "Yo, I'm gonna have him." She said the guy from SDN. I said, "Yeah, I met him before, and I've talked to him, and he's cool, right?" I was like, "Yeah, we open doors, and give you the runtime, because I'm only serious about people that are here. No offense, like I said, if you're a local rapper, do your thing. There's podcasts around here that highlight those things.
Yes,
but I'm not where you gonna promote your album at.
Yeah.
You been here. You just broke bread with my family and stuff. We not smoking weed and hanging out.
Yeah,
It's not the spot that is gonna happen. So I agree with you where it's like, yo, like I'd rather have my own mics. I'd rather have my own studio. I'd rather have these, and I let people have control over certain things. That's cool, right? But I want to make sure that like if people, and you probably dealt with this too, because I'm going to ask you that next. Like, if people wanted to come and go, that's absolutely fine, right? If you want to add to this, or if you wanted to do your own spin-off thing here, that's fine too. I'll open up the doors to that. I'm not so far gone where it's like, yo, like I ain't going to help nobody out or not do anything. I just want my own shit so that when I can record whenever I want to, I'm cool.
You control the narrative.
Exactly.
You control. Not only do you control the narrative, but you can control what represents you.
Right.
Like, this T-shirt, this is the only T-shirt I have access to because it's the only one that I can afford or that you're selling to me. Right. But this isn't what I want. Right?
Yeah.
I started off with cotton with what was those T-shirt called? Gildan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But in my real life, I wasn't wearing Gildan tees.
Right?
But that's what I had to start off with.
Access,
But shout out to everybody that supported those Gildan hoodies and those Gildan, like we killed it, we crushed it, right? But we're on an evolution. Right,
but you learn more information as you go by.
As we grow, yeah.
So then my question to you is, what roadblocks have you hit now, right? Because this seems like the brand right now, and the name and the brand that you're able to take off on and create new ideas and stuff later on. Yeah. But what were the roadblocks for you to get to where you at now? You talked about having Nordstrom's, talked about having Foot Locker in your pocket. Now you have access to different materials and stuff like that. You're no longer using Gildan, right? So what were some of the roadblocks that you hit, along the way?
You want to know the truth?
Those moments that people don't know
Listen, the roadblocks had nothing to do with creativity.
What did it have to do with?
Community.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah,
community,
talk about it.
Community and people. which I went back to school because of this.
Okay.
And to study communication, to have a better understanding about how to be a critical thinker.
Yes.
How to be a critical listener.
That's what I'm
a competent
this year.
listener, and communicator, and what communication really is.
It's the number one key of being successful.
100%. So I went back to school.
Good communication.
Great. Yeah, you need that. And I went back to school because I needed to understand that. And our community just doesn't. We just lack communication skills, and the way we decode things is we have to understand how we comprehend things and why we comprehend things. And most things is we have a word, and we've used that word our whole life, but we all relate to it differently because we have different experiences with that word. Right. So when I say a word, it may trigger you. You may have a happy moment with that word. I may be just have a different relation with that word that I can speak it. I can use it in a way where it's just
nonchalant.
Not nonchalant, right? But I'm not knowing that I'm offending you. Right. So, I'm always a person that I always believe that I can be this. Right. And because I'm saying I'm trying to be the best here, those words didn't sit well with a lot of people. And they're like, who do you think you are?
People's egos.
Who do you think you are? Right.
He's paying our community to a T.
Who do you think you are?
I get that a lot.
And a lot of there's a time damn, people are like, damn, you're cocky, you're arrogant. I'm trying to figure out how. Right, this whole time,
your heart, your intentions.
Exactly. And I just speak like no, because
it's from people confusing. That look like us too.
Yeah, only ours.
Okay.
Only ours.
No, respectfully. He's right.
Because I deal with people in other places,
in corporate spaces,
and I'm loved.
Yeah,
like people, man. Listen, I've been given I've been in management for three big boss corporations in management successfully, right? And people that invested in me and my time, and there's I've used my connections with people to get people from my neighborhood, from O'Farrell and Skyline, jobs and opportunities more than once,
right?
Because of the strength of what I've done, So, of course, I've even then at 22, I was running a $18 million business, at Home Depot, and I came in and cleaned up house, and you couldn't tell me nothing. So there were times where when you're at 22, my manager was like, he told me, you arrogant motherfucker, listen to me. Like you're good, but he at 22, yeah. And because you gotta understand, I'm coming straight off from I've seen things, been around things, I know things, I've just, and I'm here.
Right.
I'm what?
Yeah.
I'm a key carrier. You give me keys to the building? I'm turned up.
That part.
I'm turned up.
You know what I'm saying?
You trusting in me? I'm turned
you
up.
Must not
so
I'm
just like, no, look, I'm like, you trust, I'm like, I know now.
I'm the boss.
Who I am.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Value,
I know.
yeah.
So, but you can't carry that energy.
That doesn't work where we at.
It doesn't. But it works from a distance, right? Let me tell you why. I listen to Nipsey. Nipsey talked that shit.
Yeah.
Nipsey said he's the best in everything that he's doing. And guess what our community did? We loved him.
We championed
him, right?
Yeah.
He manifested his position. Kobe Bryant.
Same person.
We love Kobe Bryant. He been arrogant, cocky. We don't say that. Love him, right? We love Kanye. Or Kanye West.
Yeah.
Right?
Not ye.
we love Michael Jordan, right? We love him. We made him.
But we love people when they winning.
No. What I'm saying is that he was. I'm the best.
Right.
I'm the greatest. Right.
Yeah, but it wasn't always that way though.
Who?
For all of them, it wasn't that way. Like from the beginning, starting out
for them.
Because what you're talking about, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
what it is that we appreciate our greats once they're great.
Once they're great.
But on the road to getting there, right? You just like you were saying, you encounter some. Hey, I was just telling y'all about this a month ago. Whereas, like, a few times I'll start talking and then they'd be like, oh, his head in the clouds. I'm like, damn, when the fuck did that happen? Because there was a time where, like, nobody, when I was grinding and doing all the shit that I needed to do and nobody was checking on me or whatever, it was like, damn, well, you know, shit gonna cash out at some point, to where now it's like, yo, people hit us up, like me and my wife. I've had family members even recently. Hey, can you spot us this? Oh, you think we living great?
Yeah,
you know.
Listen,
and I appreciate that. You know what I mean?
people think I made $1 million off of Foot Locker.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they think I'm out here.
There's statistics.
I got a real job. I got a career.
I got a real job. It's crazy.
Listen, and I got 2.
Oh man.
Ask people. I got a career and a part-time.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh man.
You know what I'm saying? For the past, since I was a kid, I've had 2 jobs for always.
Just to say,
finding your dreams,
just to get out here.
You know what I'm saying? Like, no, bro, I work in real life.
Or they hit you with this. Hey, can you hit me up with something free?
No.
You see how
I don't really have that though. I don't really have that.
You don't?
Really?
See, I've set it up. I've set up a good
like base.
They already know.
Customer.
Like, no, not even that, but you know.
Oh, people just know. Don't try you.
They know because they probably already met you though. But there's somebody that was like, or they know not to ask you, but they've asked for something in the past before.
No, because it's kind of like this, right? No, because you know that beautiful woman that's just gorgeous.
Yeah.
Right. A lot of people are scared to approach her and talk to her.
So they have some
because she already set up that foundation of you see her.
Right.
Oh, I can't go up there and play with her. She got that. Oh man, I can't take her to Panda Express. Right. So you're not even gonna waste your time. Cause you already know your pockets. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm not taking
the way
the way they hear this pod, they want all the nice things that come with it.
The way they set themselves up, the way they carry themselves, they already know. So I don't really run into that. People, listen, my hoodies cost $135. Right, my most expensive is $145, $135, and $125.
Okay,
and then my crew necks are $85. My pants my crew necks are $85 to $125, and my bottoms are $95 to $125. Right.
Yeah.
When you build your brand, people are going to respect the pricing.
Yeah.
And that's just, and you just stand on it, you know. But it's and again, a lot of things, right, is that it has nothing to do with money. And I want people to know that my brand and what I'm doing has nothing to do with money, because I already respectfully, I've been making money since 2016. You know, since 2019, I got into stock with because of my managers and people that, you know, so I got into stock early, right? So I made my money early,
right?
And so it's not even about money, but it's about progress, right? So when you look at it, if you want a BMW or a Mercedes, right, that's a high ticket item. You have to take extra steps to get there, right? To buy that versus going to buy a Honda Accord, right?
Right.
You got to take extra steps. So what I want is what the brand really represents is when you see the SDN logo is, I want people, when people see the SDN logo, we're in the America's finest city. We're in one of the most expensive cities.
Right.
You can't just be here. Like you have to be doing. I just said I work 2 jobs.
Right.
I am not above it.
Right.
I work 2 jobs, and I'll be tired, and I'm a full-time student.
Yeah.
And I'll be tired.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's hard, right?
Yeah.
It's hard. I'm not. But what it is though is that when you want something, right, you work towards it. There are people that, you know, if you want to continue living in the city that has the best weather, you got the beaches, you got downtown, you got the culture here, you got different communities where they're so far apart from each other that you get a different experience no matter where you go. If you want to continue to experience that means you got to work.
Yeah.
Right. You got to, you know, the housing. If you want to buy a house here, you got to work. You got to put yourself in motion. Right. And so what SDN represents, those that are wearing SDN, it's like those to me. I want them to feel like they're working towards something better.
It's crazy you said that, right? Because like I remember my freshman year in college. I don't think I told the story out loud. Maybe I did. there was a white dude, and I was at Fresno State, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm from San Diego." I said, "Oh, really?" Right now, I'm really,
Yeah.
Let me find out where
In
he's
the
from.
valley,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I said, "Where you from?" He's like, "Oh, Poway." I was like, "That's not Dago."
Yeah, right.
But I'm wrong,
Yeah.
right? Because he said you said something earlier that I resonated with, is that when you leave out of here, you go to Arizona, you go to Texas, you go to Florida, Seattle, DC, New York, whatever, all these places, you realize that like you're a long way from home, which you know, right? I always tell people, like, when I get close to Arizona, Vegas, and I start seeing black people wearing Vans, I'm like, yo, I'm getting closer to home.
Yeah.
Right? Because you don't see that like in them other places. Like you said, you see New Balances and stuff like that. It's like the whole culture is different. And when you go to the South or you go somewhere different, they're like, oh, you from Cali, right? There's always, but there's something unique about San Diego because we're not the Bay. We're not Los Angeles, right? And a lot of those people, when you meet them from those areas, they love coming out here. They know our food is great. They love our culture. They love the beach and everything. Some people don't even get in the water. They just want to drive to the beach, see it, and then drive off. Yeah. Jamar is here right now, and he was like, yo, man, like being from here, he's like, I always have a different found of appreciation for like growing up here when I come here as a visitor and I ain't been here in a while.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
It's a different lens.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's a
You
definitely.
get to see San Diego.
Exactly.
And that's what it's all about. And there's
No, you
so
good.
much, listen, because we're so stuck in that Dago, I'm Dago. Because we're stuck in that,
It's limiting.
it's limiting your resources.
Yeah.
There's billions of dollars coming out of San Diego that we're not touching.
Or even aware of
Billions,
that's
or even
moving.
aware of
Yeah.
that's moving.
How do we put our hands on it? Teach us.
Well, part of it is you only know what you know
You
now.
only know what you know, but networking, meeting people,
Yeah.
right? You can't build up that walls. Listen, somebody, one of my friends that I grew up with in the Southeast, they're inside my store, and then someone else came inside my store, and they're from Carmel Mountain, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm San Diego native. I'm from San Diego." He's like, "Oh, Carmel, man, I ain't San Diego."
Can't do that.
Right?
I know. I've gotten better at that.
And I'm like,
I've gotten better
listen,
at it.
you crazy. He drove down
Yeah.
here to buy a hoodie.
Shoot.
He's San Diego.
Yeah.
I am
yeah.
San Diego from San Isidro all the way to Oceanside.
Yep.
It's San Diego. Man, you can't tell me
in the
nothing.
county
You know
line.
why? Because I'm not going to limit my resources to one demographic. When I say demographic, I'm talking about an area.
Yeah.
I'm not going
He's
to.
right.
You why? That's
Wow.
crazy, right? So,
But we do that
because
just in life too.
but and that's what I'm
A
saying.
lot of things we do that. You're right. Yeah. A lot of things we do.
To answer your question, what we have you cannot limit your resources. You cannot. You gotta listen. Include if you want to be included. Include all because listen, we're losing natives in San Diego every day.
No.
A native is moving away. We seen that first wave to Temecula.
Yeah.
Right, and then to Phoenix,
Vegas.
now in Vegas,
And Texas.
now Dallas. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
real.
They're leaving, right? But the problem is that in 5 to 10 years, right, San Diego's going to be the Silicon Valley, like
Really?
the tech world is coming to San Diego. We have to be aware of what's going on. Like you have to see it. Like the commercial properties, real estate, that stuff not going down. You know what I mean? Because too much money is coming, right? Look, what do you think that they're not rebuilding Seaport Village for the locals and the natives?
Nah.
Yeah.
They're not rebuilding Chula Vista, the Gaylord.
You ain't even
something
talking
like
about
that.
gentrification yet.
No, they're not.
Because the gentrification in
not.
Southeast is real.
Yeah, and the gentrification in Southeast. Listen, I grew up I didn't grow up. I lived on Ardley in O'Farrell.
Yeah.
It does
don't
not
the
look
same.
like that no more. Right?
My man
Sorry,
got a don't tread
Logan.
on me flag next door right here. I
Yeah.
ain't never seen that before.
Listen.
I'm trying to tell you. I'm telling you, hey, yo, he had on the Crocs, the hunting Crocs today.
Listen.
It's like, yo, it's different.
It's
The
different.
neighborhood be looking different.
San Diego is changing. People are getting more. Majority of the money.
It's
There's
transferred.
600 and don't quote me. There's like 638 millionaires in California.
That's why.
That's the most in the United States. I think the next state closer was like in New York.
Yeah, New York would be another one.
So there's a lot of money.
And then like listen, San Diego is going to be one of the most wealthiest cities in not just in California but in the United States.
Shit, it feel
So
like
what
it
do you
already.
think
Like 10
that
years.
means though for regular people.
What that means is
person.
what that means is exactly what you guys are doing today, right? But think bigger. What you know? What else? What do I need to do? What do I need to do? Follow the trends and the market of podcasting. Like, what is it? What are people tapped into? What do people like? What do people want to hear? What do people want to see? How can I make this aesthetically pleasing? How can I do this? Like, think big, and then create your own wave with it, and then get people to buy in. And that's it. Everybody, listen. Not everybody can be a millionaire, but everybody can make 100,000, and then that 100,000 turn them into a millionaire. Everyone can by investing. You know what I mean? And then, but also meeting with people.
Yeah.
You know, I got Jewish friends that, you know, when you say gentrification, like, I don't see, like, they're buying up San Diego.
You know, they going to.
Listen, he was my co-signer for me to get my lease to my store. A Jewish friend. I didn't have anybody else to call. Right? But I called him, and if it wasn't for him, I probably wouldn't have got the lease for my place, right?
One of my big miracles came from my Jewish friend this week.
And again, for people that are watching this, like, I'm not saying like anything about our people. What I'm trying to say is that it's a difference.
No, I am. I'm gonna do it.
No. Okay. He is.
Because you're right.
He is. No, he is. Because but I want to say
he wants to clean it up.
But no, not clean it up. It's the truth that we have opportunities, right? But we can't come together, right? We can't come together. And this is coming from, and I'm gonna say this because there's always people like, oh man, you don't do this though, and you don't do. This is coming from a person that has gone through things, has gone on a journey, has experienced things, have grown from my mistakes, and have learned and have a better awareness of what I can change, what I can lend a hand in. Of course, I have a zero tolerance. Of course, I have a business perspective because since 19, business has been drilled to me. Because if you don't know your business, my store manager told me at 22 years old, if I know your business better than you need it, then you know it, then why do I need you? Right? And I needed this job. So what do you think I knew? My business.
You knew everything.
Right? So that was like embedded into me at 22, and for 10 years I've been in management and had to go over numbers and no numbers, right? So that's how I see things. But I've made my mistakes. I've communicated poorly. But I've grown. So what I'm saying is that yes, we have opportunities in our community, but it's nothing that we can't get over, and we can't come together because although we're not controlling the market now, we create the market. We make it cool. Look what I can't even say that because it's going on right now. But if you all pay attention to what's moving right now in San Diego, and if you pay attention to what they're doing to utilize certain people to make it trendy and work and entertaining yeah. and get the support. Let me tell you, I'm just going to say this, right? It's important. And I hope no one takes this wrong. North County, right, has all of the support.
Like city support?
No, just support. Your supporters are in North Community. They're already established. A lot of them have corporate jobs. A lot of them are family moms and dads, and they're, you know, and they own their homes in a good business, you know, and financially stable.
They have more expendable
They're able
income.
To support.
They have the extra income.
They're your support. Chula Vista, the new East Lake. They're coming up. These are people who are coming up with their money and being established, right? So we already know they're the ones, because think about it like rap, right? Did you buy a Travis Scott album?
Mm-mm.
Did you? No. I didn't.
But
he's a millionaire.
White people buy him.
Did you have you gone to his shows?
No.
Playboy Cardi.
I see who be there. I see who's in the comments for him.
Playboy Cardi.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So what I'm saying
is
that it's not about color.
No.
But what I'm saying is that but they support and they made them millionaires, right? So you got to understand that our community births creatives. You know why? Because a lot of us are creatives because we came from poverty. We came
Exactly.
from struggle. So we had to create.
It burst.
Versus other people that came from good
Privilege.
homes that already had a lot of resources. So all they had to do is, be book smart and be book smart and be aware and build, right? So what I'm saying is that we control the market when it comes to what's cool. We control where the money is going to be spent. And if we understand our position and our buying power, not buying power, but if we understand our position on what creates the buying power, man, a lot of us would be a lot more successful and be winning.
Everybody can't go, and everybody's not designed to go.
No,
right? And what you talking about is I love this, right? Because it's like, it don't mean that I'm no longer Black African power. I'm always gonna be that.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, not
I'm
everybody gonna see it that way from another
and
lens.
pro-white. I'm pro people.
Because you brought up a question when we was off mic, and I'm gonna put it up there. But here's the thing, right? It's like this. The system is not designed for all of us to win. The system is designed for some of us to win, and then some of us have to come back and inform people. The hard part is, and I've always seen this, right? When I was in Fresno, right? People would leave, go to USC, UCLA, come to San Diego, all these hot spot destinations, but they wouldn't come back to Fresno, right? Once you get there, you get established, beautiful city. The people are a little bit better. The culture's a lot different. It's not small town.
The Valley says that a lot.
The Valley is different. It's the same thing here, though. But the difference was I left, went to the Valley, came back home, lived on mom's couch. Like he said, it's expensive as hell to live out here. I went through all that, lived on mom's couch, and figured everything out so that I can give back. So when somebody asks me, oh, how do I buy a house? How do I get this job? I've also, gotten other people jobs too. Like there's silent workers that do these things. Where we get fucked up at as a community is we start hating on each other.
Yeah.
Oh, why he get to do that? Why he get to do that? Motherfucker, because I worked for it.
Yeah.
That's why I don't feel bad. And then when I hear the Nipsey thing, right? Who took him out? His own community.
Yeah.
Right? And it's like we always get mad when somebody's doing a little bit better, but when they give you a little bit of nuggets. That's why I loved your barber story, right? Because here's a gentleman that's sitting down giving you game on how the world works. And you didn't know how big. Yeah.
I paid for that game.
But you have to. hey, you pay for that. You pay for game and you got a haircut. You know what I mean? But you need that.
Yeah, 2 for 1.
We both are low-key barbers too.
Exactly. Which brings me to my last.
The barbers go, he cuts good.
Which brings me to my last question for you, and then we'll get to the regular episode, right? When I first got in here, you cornered me when I was in here. It was funny corner though. You was like, yo, why you asking me about coming back to my community, right? So we got out to branching out to North County. We got out to, our South County residents where the support is. We know that within hip hop culture, white people really love us in entertainment and creative spaces. And, that's where one of those avenues where we can flourish in. Why do you feel like now, because I seen on the Instagram post that it's important for you to come back to the Southeast now, having so much success being abroad or outside of the Southeast? Yeah.
It's kind of like that statement you just made about Fresno. It's kind of like, I had a conversation with my brother. Really good. His name is Andre Price. It's my little brother, and a good dude. And we all grew up, in the Southeast, and we all went through similar experiences. And for him, he's always been a major supporter. Even when he did like 12 years, but even when he was down, he had a cell phone. He was following, keeping up with me and everything. And he's super one of my biggest supporters, and outside of not just the brand, but just someone that actually knows me. The world becomes your world becomes different the farther you go.
Yeah.
The further you go, your world becomes different, and it's easy to get
caught up.
Not caught up, but out of touch with reality of what people are actually going through day to day. Because your experiences are no longer there. You have different troubles. You have different worries. You don't have those same worries anymore. So you get at financially, right? Yeah. Even when financially, we had a conversation about my pricing, and he was like, you started right here, And when you first, my pricing have always been equivalent to the product. Always, I started off at a price that was it wasn't just like a $20 shirt. I've always started off pretty what's the word?
Maybe higher ticket price for an average shirt.
Yeah, a higher ticket price for a regular shirt. I've always started off that way just because that's how I envision my brand and how I've seen it. But I can't say that some of my product has reached a part where certain people can afford it.
Can. Okay.
And he, we had a conversation about that. And even though the quality and everything's there, we had a conversation about what about the people that made it hot? What about people that made it hot, that supported the brand, that you kind of priced out your original supporters and stuff like that?
That's interesting.
Yeah, we had a conversation about that.
I can't afford your brand at this point in my life. But that's not to be said that, like you said, I think like you explained it really well, not to cut you off, but you're fine. I priced myself at the quality I believe where my intention is, and like you said, I'm with you. I know that they'll always meet you. You don't
we have to grow.
downplay your pricing to attract.
Yeah.
But there's something to be said what stuck to me as I listened to you, and I thought, single mom, still making my way out of poverty. Carl knows my story. We live in two different complete realities. Like if you knew my real situation, you'd be like, whoa. But when you were saying, you're like, I want like the people who are wearing my brand to feel like they're like the same, like you're like, I'm the best. And when you're wearing my stuff, you're the best. And you worked to afford the best.
Exactly.
So like, I know when I'm able to go buy my first shirt from you, I'm be like, I worked my way to be able to get to this point. And there's something empowering about that versus, necessarily not being accessible to the people in your community, which I can get that lens too, right?
And I just want to say that's what you just said was powerful.
Oh, thank you.
And I appreciate that. And I think about that all the time. But someone has to be the person or the brand that shows, because if I don't do it, right?
Who else can?
Who else can? Who's going to do it, right? And why is it a thing went for us, but for my pricing is the same as my my brothers and sisters that are not people of color,
exactly,
right? That have the same quality of products. But you have to look at it like this. When you think about my, and I explained this to him as well. When you think about the pricing for my products, right? Go to the website. Look at the website. People may think I spent thousands on that website. Go to the Instagram, the pictures, the designing, the storytelling, the photos, those cost. The branding, right? So now ask yourself this: is that why do you pay $1,000 for an iPhone?
Because of the quality.
There's no quality. That phone costs it's terrible. It's $5 to make. But
the name.
The name. Not only the name, is that the money that they have spent into branding.
And creating.
You're only buying when you come to that phone. You're only paying for branding, and Apple,
quality.
not quality. You're paying for
there
branding.
There are better phones out there.
There's way better phones. Android is a better phone.
I don't go that far.
No, it is. Android is a better phone. Look at the camera.
There's always a divide on this
the
one.
The camera. But look at that's branding, because we're like, I don't want to text nobody green. Why am I going green? It's the branding, and they have spent billions in branding, so they can charge $1,000, right? So my thing is this: is that when you come, and this is the honest, and again, when people are hearing this, I only want to be used as inspiration and as a blueprint, right? And if I am wrong, my Instagram is Terrence A. Hosley. I'm not hiding. This is my name, right? DM me a brand that you think that in San Diego is equivalent to mine when it comes to the website, when it comes to the models, when it comes to the storytelling, when it comes to the quality of everything, then come visit my store, right? Look at my previous store, look at the displays, look at everything, and then tell me that, and then go and visit Nordstrom's, and then go and visit LA stores, Stussy. Go visit all these other brands and then come to my store and tell me why I shouldn't price it that way, right?
Okay,
but
sure.
to go to my reason why I came back to the community is that a lot of us look at those things and we're like, for some reason, for Black people, for people of color, I don't know why, but we value ourselves way too much, and we get taken advantage of. As creatives, we go places and we build other people's corporations and their brands, and they pay us pennies.
Do you know? I have to stop you.
Yeah, well, just so to think, right? We do that, right? So the reason why I came back to my community is I can honestly say that I got too far away from reality.
That's real.
I can't say that, listen, I can honestly say, I've been living a good life. It's been ups and downs and struggles. I done been down there all over South America, and never hit the net. I've been all over, been to Europe, Iceland, everywhere. We just living, and buying purses. Like, I done lived a good life, but I got too far away from. I lost connection with my why.
Yeah.
I had to tap back in with we get a dose of reality and the truth. And I've been really blessed with these opportunities, man. God really, like, not really going to say it's God and Allah. Cause if you can look at my Instagram, I'll get off work at 11, right? No, I'll work my store from 10 to 7, go to work from 7 to 11, go straight back to my store because I gave these people 4 hours to keep my benefits, going back to my store, and I'm giving my store another 4 hours, waking up and doing it all over again. I'm grinding, right? But, I've been blessed, right? I've been blessed with a lot of information. I've been blessed with a lot of connections, and I've worked on myself. I went to school and I got the information and knowledge that I need. And I just felt like, tapping back in with my community, I can be a difference. Like Tupac said, I may not be the one to change the world, but I could inspire the person that does.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to be better than anybody in my community or in the San Diego or any of that. I'm trying to be better than Terrence. And I want Terrence because Terrence was better than Dana. If you knew who Dana was, it's a different person, right? So that's why I'm back here. I want to give all the information that I've been collecting over the years. I want to learn how to be a better leader, and understand what's important, and be able to use my resources that I've gained over the years and give it to my community, because there's a little me somewhere that just needs an extra push. Things like, man, when I say I've been blessed with technology, with tools, with a lot of stuff that I don't even use, that someone from my community can use it and turn it into something big. And I just want to tap back in with my community, and also, tap back in with the person that inspired this journey that I'm on anyways.
Absolutely.
Was there a catalyst, though? Was there an incident? Was there a circumstance? What was the aha moment? Did something happen that put you there, or you just...
To come back?
You just had this kind of... Well, you said like you kind of, you're out there living your life, and then you kind of lost touch of reality, and then for whatever reason, you got a slice of humble pie.
Yeah.
So I'm asking, what was the catalyst? Was there a specific incident or situation that happened that kind of snapped you back? Or were you just thinking one day and you were like, oh, shit, I need to kind of bring it back home and regroup and reevaluate and reprioritize and get intentional again?
Great question. And it was a few things.
Okay.
One of them being that in my world today, when I look, I don't really have a lot of people that around me that I once had. So, you know, even myself became unfamiliar when I looked at myself, when I see myself, you know, because I've been so focused on building this image, been so focused on building this brand that, you know, I wasn't able to appreciate those I was around, wasn't able to really appreciate my journey and everything that I've never celebrated myself. You know, I never thought that anything was accomplishment, only because I felt like, I'm telling you, I take, man, I'll be taking,
dreams,
I take what people say literally. Like when Kobe said, it's not done yet.
Yeah, this ain't the end of it.
This isn't done yet.
But
How can I
you
celebrate?
have to celebrate on the way.
I'm still working on that because
because
you know, I gotta go.
important.
I gotta go.
Or
but
acknowledgement. He at least acknowledged it.
I'm still working on it. But it just really came down to, one, when I looked around, I didn't see, you know, people that I knew around me that know my story, to where, you know, all these accomplishments felt special, because, you know, if you celebrating alone, man, that's a problem.
When you said that you were
That's
like
a problem.
traveling and all that, I was wondering, like, I wonder who you were traveling with. Like,
I mean, I still have a tight circle, a very tight circle that a lot of people you don't even know, but I have a tight circle, and but it was that. And those people, you know, they're from. We went to Morris together. All of us, we're locked in family. Like I keep them really close. Like they're the people that tell me, hey, you know what I mean. But also they too far away from, because we came from Morris, but our lives is now different, right? Because we just live a completely different lifestyle. So there's some of them kind of far from reality too. But it's not in a negative way. But it's just in a way that we just, you know, it's just, you don't relate.
We all evolved.
We all evolved,
yeah,
right?
We all evolved.
Paul can't relate to me on everything. Shoot.
So, but
you can't relate to old you.
Yeah, I can't exactly.
But some people,
but some people don't understand that, right? From the outside.
But
right?
see, here, you know what we used to say? Oh, I'll never change. That's the problem.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm supposed to change.
You're supposed to.
Everything in
God
this world
willing.
is changing. Like, yo, 500 years ago, nobody was sitting there with mics fired up, rapping and shit.
Yeah.
You know, they was eating cold ass bread, or like, you know, storing food with salt in it. There was no refrigerator.
But they get mad at you for changing. Do you know how many people I know who are like, Juice, you're not like you used to be, or they have this old narrative or this old lens of me. So when they see me showing up in different spaces, showing up in different community events,
I'm afraid to show up to places. I've been asked to do podcasts for the past 3 years.
Oh,
and I haven't.
You said yes to me,
and I haven't. Yeah, you know, this is just this year, and I'm not, like, again, I said that, but I also want to say this because I already know how it works. I'm not bigger than any podcast. I'm not bigger than anybody or none of that stuff. I'm not none of that. I want to get that out the way, right? But
disclaimer,
because you know,
people hate
but the thing is, and that's why I've been afraid, because I have a different. I'm not even gonna say different. I'm just me, right? And I mean well. Majority of the time, like, I know where my heart is, but for some reason, you know, things get taken a certain way, and because I'm in a position, or I don't know, whatever, you know, say it is, like, everything is 10 times harder for me. You know what I mean? If I say something, like right now, I always, like, when I speak now, right, I have to make sure I'm not being arrogant, cocky. This is what I mean. This is where it's coming from, because people just, man, it's just like, they love to just
run with
anything they want, and it's not. And I stepped away because I felt like the wrong image of me was being painted, and that's not who I am. And I'm just trying to be a person that's inspiring, but maybe I'm not hearing myself. So I had to go find myself, you know, and figure it out. But shit, when I went, this is me. Yeah. I don't know how to be nothing else. You know what I mean? I don't know how to be anything else but this. You know, so now I'm coming back. This is me. And there's going to be people that, my problem was, I want people to like me. Yeah. But now it's just like, you know what? But it's hard because I have a brand.
And because you are
right, you have to protect it. And I'm very intentional, very, very intentional.
And you want to be. Carl's really good at that with me. He knows I take criticism very hard. I get a lot of it. I'm bossy. What was the one I told you the other day? Condescending.
Yeah.
You know, all these different things, and I'm just. Or I tell people, like, I've had people who told me, like, I didn't know your intentions when I first met you. Like, were you clout chasing, or were you this, were you that? But I'm just me. I'm just loving, outgoing, friendly.
But you got to be careful in this society that we in, because they always want to label something that they don't understand.
But Carl has been really good at, like, encouraging me to be like, not everyone's going to like you. There's nothing wrong with you. You know who you are. The people closest to you know who you are. He's like, I sit here and talk to you all the time. Like, I can tell you when you're being like this when you're being like that.
Yeah.
And so like cut out the noise, and just know like you are you, and that's okay. So but I understand you. Same thing with him. I was like, I have to change my branding.
But you know
I
what,
can't be talking about dicks no more. But so I got, I'm going family friendly in this next era with different projects I'm releasing. I can't have Karen hearing me talk about sucking someone's dick while I'm over here trying to push the stroller dance class. Like exactly. So but finding that line of being authentic to who I am, expressing myself, but still remembering I'm a part of a brand, or I'm trying to create a brand or create a reputation,
and that right there is key. That right there is key. Know what type of brand that you want to create, and understand that everybody walking around, everybody is a brand, because you represent yourself. Yeah. Right. And who you are is going to determine what doors you get into. Yes. Right. So you got to understand that, and then understand like, if everyone went and studied communication, nobody, when I say nobody will want to talk anymore. Your best friend will be AI. Just talk to AI. Talk to ChatGPT. They're going to be the ones that understand you the best, right? Because it's just so easy to misunderstand you if you're always looking at things from a negative perspective, or comprehending things from a negative perspective. Or
trauma responding. We have a lot of like triggers, and things.
So just don't talk to nobody. Yeah. Just don't talk to and let your work do the talking.
Well, I'm a little bit of a loner.
Listen, look at that world becomes lonely. And I'm not super successful. I'm not any of that stuff. But when you start growing, and you start
in any way, spiritually, financially,
exactly. When you find out, like a lot of the stuff that I hear what you saying right now is that when you get outside of Dago and you just get outside of Southeast, you just expose it. You're not gonna come back the same. You're not. Fam, what you saying right now? Like we went to the poor Turks and Caicos where they had donkeys all over the island, right? That's wild. And my stepson was acting a little like an asshole the whole trip, man. I was like, yo, bro.
Kids always ruin vacation.
No, but you know what? But it took him to see, because like that whole 2-month run, he was just on one. And there was a young man. He had a backpack, and I told this story. I think I told this story on the pod, but he had a backpack. And he was selling bracelets, And I'm like, look, it's Friday, 10 o'clock in the morning. This kid is 12 years old. He's standing in front of this cruise ship on a school day, because you're not even in school right now. We had to call you out. He on a school day selling these bracelets. This is his life. Like the money he gets from you is what helps feeds his family.
Yeah, it ain't even just
I was like,
him.
So you worried about PlayStation and all this other shit. And it's like, yo, that's why I like to take my kids places. You know what I mean? Like, yo, you got to go. My daughter's bougie, he bougie too. And that's cool. But they also like respectful bougie, because it's like, yeah, we have a hard time telling them no. Grandma and grandpa, and all them, give them everything they want. But they've also seen hard times. Yeah. So you got to know what it's like to be just thankful. Yeah. You know what I mean? So like I resonate with what you're saying, because I do miss what happened like in the old days, in the 90s, early 2000s, growing up, kids going outside and all that other shit. But also I appreciate what's going on like now in the world, because I feel like we are a little bit more mindful, maybe too much mindful at times about shit, to where it just causes people to have like, these bad outlook on the world, like what mean world syndrome is the word matter of fact, that's a communication term. I learned that in Com 1 when I was in college, where you're like, yo, when you have a negative experience, you attribute like the world is just mean after having that experience, right? You get robbed one time and you think, oh, because I walk down the street, I'm gonna get robbed every single time I walk down here. That's not real. It's not real. You know what I mean? So it's like once you get outside of your bubble though, and you see things, I'm gonna wrap this up because I'm gonna get into the rest of this and I'll let y'all wrap up. But once you get outside of your bubble, it's like, yo, you see more. Even you, right? Well, I think about like when we used to ride back and forth from, the valley to here. Yo, dog, you've been through way too much shit between then and now for you to remain the same person. You know what I mean?
Praise God.
One trip to Iceland would change your world. Change the world. You know what I mean? When you probably not gonna even see too many of us. Not even like, and when you go to Europe, when you see us, it ain't really us, because they different from all of us.
They different.
You know what I mean? Just like when you go to City Heights or whatever, and people like we used to make. I hate to say
what's crazy?
Yeah. Go ahead.
I'm gonna tell you. So I was just in Lisbon, Portugal, and there's a lot of Haitians out there. And because they're there, they're trying to find themselves. They're typically
refugee.
Refugee.
Okay, there we go.
They're typically in a lot of the crime. the crime or selling weed or whatever, trying to get by, right?
Yeah.
So majority of the people there, before my best friend and I would speak, they thought we were Haitian, so they just ignored us, right? And you know what's crazy right now is that in City Heights, there's like a flood of a Haitian community going on right now, right?
They everywhere.
And you know what's crazy is that, man, please don't take this the wrong way, my people.
They in Chula Vista,
Right,
they're in front
everywhere.
of the Home Depot
They're
too.
everywhere.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
The
Hey,
Home
you gotta think about that.
Depot.
How do
I
they
don't see no Mexicans no more.
That's how you know something's going on bigger than we know, because how did they just flip it?
Yeah.
See, but anyways, that's different.
Yeah,
right?
let's not even go
But
there.
walking, right? And you have our white brothers and sisters that occupy this that live in these communities now, right?
Yeah.
And just walking, right? It's so crazy that they grew up around. We're in San Diego, so a lot of them grew up around us their whole life, right? But it's so crazy right now is that us walking, they can't tell
Who's who.
So you're automatically being like, because lumped into like the Haitian community.
You would
just
probably
for being,
pass, not me.
just for you, yeah, you would go to City Heights and walk around.
I'm walking around.
And see
Bro, tell me I need the leather sandals with no socks on, with some jeans.
No, they don't know.
And a polo shirt. That's what I feel like I need to wear.
Because
I can tell. You can tell.
No, we can tell. I'm talking about our neighbors.
Oh, you're talking. Oh, okay. I was about to say.
They don't know
that live in the
whether you're from San Diego,
an American.
Or Haitian.
Can you tell an Irish person away from someone else? No, I can't.
But if you
tell.
grew up, no, I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, you.
No,
grew
I
up,
agree
right?
with you. That's what I'm saying. Like we can see
crazy.
it, but I always used to think that there's a difference between us and, like, for example, one of my good friends back in the day growing up was Eritrean.
You seen the movie Us?
This is Us?
The
Or-
cartoon?
Us.
The scary one.
The scary movie.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
Oh, but my man, the lead actor?
No, but what I'm saying is you have Us.
Oh.
And then you have the ones that
like the tethered,
assimilated.
They're at the bottom. They're tethered.
Yeah.
But if you think about it in a metaphorically way, where it's like the people coming from the third world countries and stuff like that want our opportunities that are coming.
Yeah.
Like there's a difference, right? But you can't tell. You can tell because there's that divide. But put us in the same room.
The people in our community,
can't really,
but they don't fuck with us.
Tell the difference.
I got a homie that's Haitian, like first generation out here, and he don't be hearing our like you talk about slavery and shit. He don't give a fuck about.
They try to get far away from that.
Yeah,
and I don't blame. Listen, I don't blame. I don't blame that.
Yeah, he be look, y'all. He like, look, I still send barrels of rice to my family. He like, yo, that shit y'all talk about don't really matter.
Yeah,
and but see, that's what I'm saying. Like when I hear that, I don't get mad at it because I'm like, yo, bro's experience is different from mine.
Yeah.
Yo, when you know your history about Haiti and how they came up from and then fought they shit back,
man,
you know what I mean? You
beautiful story.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes,
so I'd be like,
beautiful history.
I'm like, hey, man, what can I say? I'm about what was me?
Hey, but no, there's no because I live in City Heights, and so I go up to the Starbucks over there. I'll walk over there. And I'll just chop it up with them, as best as I can. I've given away so many just different garments, clothes, shoes, to their community, and I come back around and they selling it. I'm like, yeah, get your money.
Yeah,
But
I'll never knock a hustle.
Never. But it's definitely different. But you're on, like, we're closing it up.
Oh yeah. No. I was gonna go into the. You know what? Here we go. Just to fill you in, you here vibing with us right now.
We're rocking out. Yes,
hold up, and claps.
Hold up.
I just want to say just this one thing while we transition.
Yeah.
Is like my love letter to our community is we have to understand that a lot of us is relearning, having to find ourselves. And understand what relationships and friendships actually look like outside of what we experienced growing up. Especially, a person that was heavily involved in starting from just being a child, in a dysfunctional household, moving around, different communications, different living styles, and then going into gangs and how that operated. And then having to, somewhat become like that token for a corporation, because I've always been only the only black leader in leadership in my world. So, you know, a lot of people, and I'm not the only one that goes through that and has experienced that, but we gotta allow people to grow, and we can't hold them to, you know, the worst experience. You gotta, you know, allow people to, okay, damn, that was a mistake. Bam, I learned from it. But the whole counseling our own people, and without even giving them the opportunity to really, like, when I say opportunities isn't a change overnight. Yeah. I'm talking about giving people that time, you know, to grow and to learn from the mistakes and to develop. Like we have to, because we're counseling too many good people. We're counseling too many people that can later down the road, if you really, hey, shook them up, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like change, like they could be opening doors for you later, but now you just broke them down to where, you know, they don't even believe in themselves. We got to stop.
Not enough time.
We have to, a couple of weeks. Yeah, a couple of weeks is not enough time. We have to really, like, our people, in our community, we gotta allow our people to make mistakes and grow, because we didn't grow up the same. So our perspectives, like, you gotta understand, like, for a lot of people that grew up in the Southeast, and a lot of males that grew up in gangs, it was wrong for us to allow somebody with a blue rag or a red rag or a green rag walk past you without getting at them or without saying something. That was wrong. In the real world, it's like, what the fuck? That's crazy. But our rights and wrongs are very different. Yeah. So we had to grow into being adults, and not a lot of us were even had the opportunity, but we had to grow up and relearn what the real world is, because we got into the society world where everything that we were taught and everything that we learned was backwards, right? So we got to give our young creatives and our people coming up the opportunity to make mistakes and grow. Yeah, you know, and we got to love on them. We got to love on them, all of us, because it's literally going to take all of us. Because what we're doing right now is we're separating each other from blessings. Yeah, and when we still look around, it's 2025. Name me somebody in San Diego right now, right, from our community that has broke through.
Yeah, we're not
outside of no, but
no, you're right.
Outside of like Patrick Timothy Patrick, the football player.
Yeah, we've had a few.
We have a couple of athletes. You know what I mean? Look at Norman. Shouldn't Norman Powell be a star to our city?
But he's not. But the problem is not everybody's from here. That's the foul part.
But I think, like, what you're speaking to is like
just for San Diego. But there's the black community. We are the black community. We're still here. We're here for the most part. There's not a lot of new black people in this community, right? We've been here.
We're the reminiscences of what's left. But I'm saying, like, Southeast, not even the Southeast like it used to be. When you look at Lincoln and stuff like that, like with the kids that like go to school there or whatever, they got a lot more like Latinos that go there, and that's way more than what we had before. You know,
but still, even then, like,
I think like
just anybody in San Diego. I'm sorry.
No, but I think like what you're speaking to is giving people grace and giving people the time to heal and allow them to change their narrative. Yeah, we meet people when we're young, when we're growing up, and we have this certain, because we have that experience with them, so that obviously shapes their lens of us. What you're saying is like, people make mistakes. We've grown up in these different backgrounds, and it's important to remember that as we're getting older and as we're moving, to give people an opportunity to show themselves as who they are now. Yeah. And like you said, not just a few days later, but to continuously show up as who they're saying they are over and over again, and then allow them to have that space to be who they are instead of holding them to what you think they should be or what they used to be or how they, you know, how you perceive them. You know,
love. We gotta love on each other, and we gotta push each other through. We have to push each other through. Pushed each other through, because that's the only way that somebody has to be like
that one.
Somebody has to be that one,
and then
we gotta start pulling. But we have to. We can't close, because right now in San Diego, we look who's winning. The Latino community, Latina or Latinx community.
Yeah, Latinx is a good way to say.
Latinx and his community is winning. The Filipino community is winning. They're killing it, crushing. Yeah. Right? We're there pushing them through. You know what I mean? And again, I've been fortunate to have. That's why it's so hard to say things. You know what I mean? But I've been fortunate to have like a whole
diverse
support. Yeah. So I'm not saying it about me, because I do have a great community, and that go hard for me. They go hard. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm thankful for that. But just if you think about what we can do from within our own community, like it's just inspiring.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
There you go.
Shoot.
What we got?
All right. So you asked me earlier about some shows, right? So shows to watch.
Shows to watch.
Yes. So, and then also do shows not to watch if you don't have one that you don't want people not to watch.
Okay.
But last night,
I'm excited.
Last night I started watching this. It's on Netflix. It came out actually last year. I didn't know it was gonna capture me like this, but I've been very intrigued with like older populations, and they got a show on Netflix called Later Daters.
Dude,
Later what?
Yes,
Later
it's
Daters.
good.
Never watched it
So
before.
it's on.
How many episodes have you seen?
I'm 3 in, but it's like watching my mom or dad go out on a date, and I just love watching. It's hilarious. Because I got this thing. I want to do them like that. I went to a local barbecue spot out here. I ain't gonna say where. Right?
It was Boo Boo?
No, it was fire.
Okay.
But the young man there reminded me of all my black experiences, right? I got a cousin that act dead on like him, same body type.
You were over there
His mom is the same way. And like my wife was like, oh, he was an asshole. I said, no. I said, he's not an asshole. I said, that kid has a mom that's very boisterous, right? And when you have a kid that has a mom that's very boisterous in our community, they usually have a kid that don't say much at all.
Yeah.
Right? And so sure enough, when my wife, because she didn't want the baked beans, she wanted the greens. When she went to switch it back, he was like, we can't take that back. You touched it. His mama said, boy, shut up and take them damn beans and get the greens. But she touched it. What did I just tell you? And I told my wife, I said, see, I didn't even know that was his mom or nothing like that. But the way she talking to him, that's why he don't say nothing, because she be on him about that. So it's a bunch of those types of like parent, like moms and dads on this show with like, black kids like our age, 35, 40, like encouraging their parents to like date later on in life. Right now, the thing is that when as we get older, whether you get divorced, you have a spouse or sig other that passes away or something like that, people get back out there. God rest her soul. My grandmother, I used to say, if my grandmother had a boyfriend or something like that, I'd probably kill him, right? But as I get older, it's like, damn, like my grandmother spent a lot of time alone, like we were talking earlier. And I said, shit, it would have been nice if she would have had somebody. But like in our community, grandmas usually just stick it out alone by themselves. And then some of them, the new generation, got a little friend. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But my grandma never had a little friend.
No man in their house no more.
That we know.
Yeah, that we know of.
Yeah.
They're not gonna
I just found out my grandma was smoking weed. I didn't even know that. Never knew that.
Same.
Never knew
He's
that.
like, you know what? But we was giving her enough shit that, what? I understand it. So like it's called Later Daters, man. It's on Netflix. They got some characters on there. I gave you auntie and mom. There's some unks on there.
Yeah.
Right? Unc was on there. She was walking
Full
away.
side?
Yeah, he's like, I love to see you walk away, girl. I said, that's some old shit.
Later Daters?
Later Daters on
Okay.
Netflix. Check it out. It's funny, man. like for real. So, Jay, what you got that you've been watching?
Oh, I think you were talking about it last pod, maybe Paradise on Hulu.
Oh, yeah. So I threw that on
Sterling,
earlier.
what's his name?
Sterling K. Brown.
Oh my! Have you seen it?
I've seen the first couple of episodes. I haven't seen the whole season yet.
I haven't finished it yet, but I'm quite fascinated. Just just the bigger concept of it, the idea, the political side of it, the idea that the world, came to an end, but they actually didn't, and how, we only know what information they provide us.
Right.
Like, our reality is shaped by what they tell us.
Right.
And that's why, like, but you have the ability to reclaim your reality, which I think is like a lot of what you were speaking to. Like, I dream bigger. I like when you were speaking, you reminded me of what they talked about in church. Like, my pastor today was like, if your dream doesn't scare you, then you're not like dreaming big enough.
Dreaming big enough, yeah.
Like, he was like, and don't dream about things your neighbors can help you with.
Yeah.
Like, dream about things that you want. Dream whatever you imagine is your best life. Dream about that. have faith in it, go work for it and make it happen,
Yeah.
you know? So, but it takes a different level of tapping into that,
Yeah.
right? But just like that idea of that, like, man, this world is so bullshit. Like, so I'm super fascinated. I love him too. He's so handsome, you know, tall, chocolate man.
He liked the new, the dude from, what was the dude from 5 Heartbeats that everybody?
Oh,
yeah,
he's our little, he's like,
Yeah.
tall. Okay, anyways, let me calm down.
Which one?
From 5 Heartbeats.
Who's the dude on there?
From
It's like 5 dudes on that. The main
the
guy?
tall
The
one.
tall one. All the
why
women
did
used to go crazy from.
the skinny one.
Yes,
Yeah, he was
exactly.
waiting for Excel.
How does it feel to be me? That one?
Yeah. No.
No, not him.
No, that's Eddie Kane.
Oh, I
The
gotta
one,
see, I
remember the
gotta
one
watch
in Waiting for Excel? Waiting to Excel or something
You
like
gotta
that?
show me a video. You
He
gotta
was,
show. I'm about to
Waiting
talk
to
about
Excel.
Eddie.
He was the one that he was with that beautiful queen, and but he had a wife.
Let me see. Waiting to exhale.
I
Hold
know
up.
exactly.
Everyone,
I don't
that's
know
what,
his
remember,
name.
that's
Look
what
it up.
everyone. My brother, like they used to be like, oh,
Dennis Haysbert?
yeah.
Kenneth Dawkins was his name in
Is
the
it-
show. Kenny.
Let me see which one.
This dude, right? The Allstate dude?
No, no, the handsome brother,
Oh,
tall,
man.
skinny one.
We got George Hines. No, Gregory Hines. Wendell Price. God damn, these
He didn't even
dudes.
See?
make the. He didn't make
Nah,
the
he.
thing.
All right, let's make it easier for ourselves. Right? I think that's him. Is that him?
Right?
Go to-
Leon Robinson?
Leon,
There you go.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Hey,
the new.
Leon was that.
That's
yeah.
him. That's the how does it feel to be me? That's him.
When he was all yelling and that.
Yeah, that's
How you
it.
know? That's
He was- and he came back. He was cracked
No,
out a little
no,
bit.
Eddie
Yeah, he was
Kane.
hella
No, Eddie
sweaty.
Kane was the one that was like the crackhead one. He's the one that took. He the one that took
That
Eddie
helped
Kane's.
him.
No, he took Eddie Kane's position, his spot.
Oh,
He's the one that
okay. That's the one.
Because the one that said, "How does it feel like to be? How does it feel to be me?"
That was
He's the
it.
one that's like, "Nice like this."
Yeah,
I wish.
that's him,
That's
right?
not him. No, he sung it to him.
He sung it to him.
No, that one right there is the one that was told, "How does it feel to be me?"
Oh, dude.
Because he
I didn't
replaced
see
him.
the
That's
Five
Ducky.
Heartbeats
That's
right.
Ducky's brother.
He was talking his shit. Like,
Yeah.
you're not, I'm the
not- yeah.
original.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're right.
How's
That
it
is,
feel,
that is
you
a
know?
different dude. They look kind
I
of
forgot
like
They do
about
kind of
that.
look. They do kind of look. My brother, like at Helix, they used to be like, that's Leon, like, handsome, bro. I had to be his little shadow, so I had to
Yeah.
create my own identity after a while. You know what I mean? Like,
You're
okay,
pretty tall. How tall are you? Like 6 foot?
like 16.
no, I'm 5'11".
No, for real. Oh, it's the New
5'11".
Balances there. They got another inch in there.
yeah.
You 6 feet,
I'm
6 feet
5'11".
right there with the New
My
Balances.
brother's 6'3".
Yeah.
Yeah,
But he's always been like, you know what I mean? You know.
yeah.
So I had to take on the bad guy. I had to be the bad guy. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause this is you know what I mean? So,
What
but,
have you been watching?
No, that's
okay,
it.
so
That's what
for
I've been
me, I like the little.
Oh, Grey's Anatomy is back on.
there you
Everybody
go,
for my Grey's
for the
Anatomy.
Grey's people.
Yes, for my Grey's people,
While
we're
you
back
find
on.
I'm gonna give you all a few shows.
Let's hear it.
Yeah,
Go
I know.
ahead.
We love it, Doctor.
It ain't like you here next week.
So, all right. So, for me, the shows I've been watching is on Apple TV. I love
you bougie like him.
I love Silo.
I got a box now.
Box.
Yeah. I got
got
a stream
that
box.
box, you know, and
I
you
deleted
got a
all my
jailbreak.
subscription
Oh,
apps.
okay.
It's a legit
He got
box.
the plug.
Oh, you got the plug.
Yeah.
Okay,
Get all the
right.
fights, games,
Games,
basketball,
everything.
everything.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to hit you
No,
up.
Yeah.
no, literally.
Silo.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
I love
what's
Silo.
I got to
that
about
about?
7.
I love, huh?
I got to about episode 7 on there.
Yeah, I
haven't
love
finished
the
yet.
show. It's on season 2. I think season 2 just finished, or it's on right now. But I love Silo. Great TV show.
What's the premise of
Silo
that
is about the world ending.
The world
so-
ending,
that's
kind of like Paradise.
It is kind of like that.
And they placed them in this underground world, and they told them that this is all that was left of the world.
But there wasn't.
And just like in real life, they created this division of the people that are at the top and the people at the bottom. And in this world, you couldn't leave.
The silo.
No, not that you couldn't leave the silo, but you really couldn't leave your section. Like
Yeah.
if you're there, you're there. If you're born in the middle, you're there. If you're born at the top,
Oh,
you're
yeah, you
And
work there,
proximity
too.
wise, too.
Yeah.
You have to
But
stay.
you work for the community,
Yeah.
like to stay alive.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, so here's what he's
that
talking about,
sounds
like you know what you
good.
know type thing.
Yeah.
Like you can leave the silo if you want to,
But you gonna die. They kill you.
but there's a
Oh.
I don't know though because it's left for interpretation.
Nah. Oh, okay, my bad.
Are you further
My bad,
than
my
it?
bad,
Yeah,
my
'cause
bad.
you know what I'm
He
saying.
only
Yeah,
has
yeah,
seven.
yeah.
Hold on, hold on.
But that's the
Okay.
thing though, like, cause
Yeah.
like what they see on screen, people question if like someone actually made it,
Made
if they
it,
didn't
yeah.
make it or whatever.
It's-
So you can see your freedom if you wanted to.
And
There's
that's
more
what I'm
to it.
telling you,
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
more to- That's why it's important. Like these shows are telling us That's why we gotta
That's
create
the
our. We
creatives
gotta.
are- yeah.
We gotta travel. We have to travel, and we have to create our own reality. We have to do that. You gotta dream big. Don't allow the kid in you to die. Like you gotta keep. You know what I'm saying? That's why I love these shows. And then so after that, the movie, the TV show C.
I haven't heard of that one.
See, it's an incredible movie where like
It's a movie or show?
TV show.
Okay,
I like
And
shows
it's a
more
TV
than
show, and basically everyone's blind.
Ooh.
But
where's this?
at
On?
this time, it's on Apple TV.
Oh,
Everyone
using that
is
subscription.
blind.
All right.
But prior to that is the people, us, we were able to see, right? But we destroyed the world, and so now all the new people are blind, right? Because the people that can see destroyed the world. So now we're just like roaming through the world and creating these different our communities, but we're blind. So they just have
Is
a
there
completely.
any seeing people left?
So 2 kids were born and able to see, and then like the kids started popping up around the world randomly that can see, and they thought they were like the devil kids. So they're like, you're going to ruin the world again. So they try to kill them all. But there was a mother that went through a mother and a warrior. He protected his stepkids, and they were able to like kind of make things better. Yeah,
That's crazy.
From there, so I met her in the movie The Girl Next Door, or The Girl Before, which is like 8 episodes, but it's really smart and it's really dope, and it's like it fits my my way of thinking and
It's
seeing
right
things.
on.
I love it's right on point. So I love that TV show. But I followed her to this TV show called Surface, and that's what I'm watching right now. So Surface it's in its second season, and in the first one it's kind of crazy where she kind of at the beginning you're kind of lost because you're like, did her husband try to kill her?
Oh, I do, but yeah, I remember.
Yeah, and did her husband try to kill her? And it's like the plot twist and everything about this show is like, and then for the most of the season 1, she's trying to regain her memory. And then at the end, I'm not going to kill it for people because I want people to watch it. But at the end of the season 1, it's like, what?
Is it mainly a
This
white
is a
cast
grimy.
or
This
people
woman,
of
this
color?
woman foul. So she's the only person of color in it. Yeah, and yeah, it's whoever wrote this role it's incredible.
It's a psychological thriller.
Yeah,
And she's hot too right here.
She hot.
Damn, I've never said her name before. I just knew she was in movies. You know who she is. You've seen her somewhere, haven't you?
Oh yeah, she's Wednesday, right?
no,
Am I tripping? I don't have my glasses on.
Oh, what other? Juju. Shit.
I don't know. I love her though.
I ain't gonna mess her shit up, man. But I've seen her.
Oh yes, I have. That is not Wednesday
Yeah.
at all. But she kind of looked like it without my glasses.
I don't even want to get.
Yeah,
I see why they call her
definitely-
Juju. Her name is
I've
crazy.
seen her in a few action things.
Yeah.
Black
she's-
Mirror is where I've seen her.
Black Mirror is incredible.
Yeah.
All her shows are incredible. Like she does a great job.
Yeah.
Does a great job.
Those are good shows.
Black Mirror is where I
don't know.
remember. She was somebody's wife or something like
I
that.
love-
Was it the dudes that was playing the video games together? That wild one? I want to say she was the wife.
Is that
I
one?
think that was the one.
You would.
You
I see that one.
You got everybody. You got to get Apple
episode's
TV.
wild.
Apple TV has the most thoughtful
Every show.
thinking.
How much is the subscription?
I'm not sure.
Like $9 or something.
Yeah,
like
but
that.
it's
Rich
like
people
no,
problems.
not
Not sure.
that. I'm just.
No,
I'm not.
That's,
I'm not.
that's my joke
Actually,
for Carl.
I don't
If
even know where it's being paid from. I don't know. I don't even.
Well, they've downscaled a lot of their stuff too, though. Like their production stuff.
I don't know. But Foundation.
Never heard of that one
Oh,
either.
so Foundation is another one that it's like I love that TV show. It's incredible. I think it has 2 seasons. Another TV show is
What's
Invasion.
Foundation about, though?
Foundation is a TV show that it takes place like after it's so crazy that like in most movies and these TV shows they're always showing like white people destroy the world and shit, and then but that's some people humankind destroyed this world and now we're in space and the way they're thinking is they're going to destroy the galaxy and everything, and then there's this black girl that just was born a dope swimmer and she's super educated and smart, and they chose her to take her that basketball star. They chose her out of poverty to come up to the galaxy and take over, and she just starts changing the whole everything about it, you know what I mean? And basically about to destroy what they created up there. So
Gabby Douglas was a superhero.
yeah, you know what I mean? So she that TV show is incredible. And then you got another TV show that I love is called Invasion. Invasion was about like aliens coming to Earth.
Okay.
And this Asian girl, she came and she assisted with like the technology to communicate with the aliens. And I understand trying to figure out why they're here and
Sounds
trying to
right
figure
up
out
my
that.
alley.
Yeah. So that one's really, really dope. Blackbird is another great TV show on Apple TV. Like there's like and all of these TV shows are really about just like getting your mind to think.
Yeah.
And it's like that critical thinking.
Thought-provoking.
Thought-provoking TV shows like that. I truly enjoy those that really open my mind to like just new ideas.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what all those. I can't sit up and watch like
Bridgerton.
now. Hold on. All right, now listen. Okay.
I can't really watch that, but
not gonna
Bridgerton.
cap.
Hey, you know what? I might fuck with some Bridgerton.
But no, that's not bad.
That ain't for me.
Soap opera.
I'm fucking with everything you said right now, but like
Yeah.
when you got the Bridgerton, you gonna lose me.
Nah, I'm not even gonna capture you, bro.
The music is great.
I do like
the
it.
You know what it is?
costumes.
That's what it is. Because
I
it's
love
a
the
fashion
music.
dude
No,
right
but
here.
it's
He mess
the-
with the
I
costumes.
love-
You gonna try to
Who-
get some
who
ideas.
I
produces
love
the music?
I love it. It's listen. I didn't mess with that TV show with the basketball player on the.
All American? Is
No,
that football?
All
There's a
American.
million of them with
No.
He was a
basketball.
basketball player and what?
What's that word that everybody says now? Like, it was like a play on word of things going on, but Ice Cube's son is a coach.
Oh, shit.
All American.
I didn't watch that either though.
Yeah, like TV shows like that. I think it's just terrible.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy is I just wish we had better like Idris Elba.
That's what I thought you was gonna say was the dude
Listen,
Sterling K.
his
Brown.
movies are incredible. They're what I love about him and what I love about Denzel is that they play roles that are typically occupied by white male actors. They have those great storylines, those hero storylines, those dope, like you know what I mean, like provocative storylines.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like they have those, and I think that's really, really. I love their movies. I can't get into just the same
roles.
and
Abusive
story.
husband,
Yeah, I just can't
You like
get
Tyler
into
Perry?
Specifically that they put.
Tyler Perry. I can't stand Tyler Perry,
Yeah.
man. I can't. But
So
like,
you ain't got a BET One subscription.
It'd be. I don't. It'd be like the same. Like that's why I really like these TV shows. But like sci-fi and all that. But it's just like I was sitting there watching, like, damn, why can't it just be all black cast?
Yeah.
In the
that's-
sci-fi joints?
This row, but just all black.
I have a hard
like-
time watching shows now where it is that's why I asked what the cast was when it's a predominantly white cast. I need some people of color.
Yeah.
But if the storyline is really good, yeah, I can. But I
Yeah.
always think that, like, I'm like, I
They
wish that.
They can't Power Ranger us anymore.
Yeah, yeah. With the one token,
Just the
yeah.
one, you know what I'm saying? Now we need a full on show that shows it, but these TV shows are really like really smart and get
Yeah.
you thinking. Like I love that.
Yeah. I'm with you. Shit.
But Bridgerton, you wild. I'm sorry.
Yo.
I love the gossip. I love the gossip. I love the drama.
Yo, I don't
I'm
care
like,
what
who's
the
this?
queen-
Who's this? What's going on?
I
The-
watched the first
price
season. I
of
couldn't
tea.
get into
Yeah,
the
look,
second one.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The girl using her creativity or her way of writing, storytelling, like gets the
Nah, I
whole
can't.
city. I ain't gonna count. I watch it.
You
heard it
I
here.
watch it. I like a lot of women shows though. I ain't gonna count.
I do too. It's just not
shows.
that. Women music.
Women, you already knew.
I like
Women
a lot of women
shows.
shows.
All right, here we go.
What
Read
does
of
that
the week.
mean?
All right, this one's a little crazy. We'll end
Okay.
it on this one after this. Actually, no, we'll do some fun facts real
Okay.
quick. Too. We got this gonna be a long pod for everybody.
They like them.
You're gonna enjoy it though. This is
Oh yeah. Look, I'm not gonna cut a thing. Other pods cut shit. I'll let it run out. So that y'all got a whole 2 days worth of compartmentalizing listening.
Yep.
Me and my boyfriend have been dating for around 6 months. Our first time was about the same time we started dating. To me, that experience was very special, and I remember it vividly. Today, he casually told me that he doesn't remember a thing about it. We were both sober, and there was not any reason for him not to remember. I don't know if I'm overreacting, but if it just hurt me deeply when he said that. Not only was it an experience with the guy that I remember now, it was also incredibly intimate for me. I don't know if it's just me freaking out or if this makes a whole lot of sense, but this seems hurtful to me. I feel terrible that he remembers all the times with his other women, but not with his first time with me, which in my eyes is supposed to be special. Am I in the wrong for feeling this way? Now, you say you don't do relationship talk, so I'm going to jump in on this one.
No.
Oh, you cool with this one? Okay, yeah. Okay, all right, just making sure. Get it out of here.
Get out of here.
Uh-oh. Hey, why you looking up and down?
You already know.
Yeah.
Because what is this?
She looking up and down. She like, are you serious?
Just because the experience was amazing for you doesn't mean it wasn't amazing for that person, but that doesn't take away your feeling and what you enjoyed. So just cherish that, because there's something that you're going to miss. There's probably a moment that he was with you that it wasn't sexual, but it was something else that you did, or something else that you guys did together that he cherished and that he remembers.
The hard sell.
You don't remember.
The hard sell is that he gonna remember all the other exes, but
He's trying to say don't sweat the small stuff.
No. I'm just saying, like, no, that was intimate and amazing for you. Like, you cherished it because it probably meant more to you at that moment.
That makes it worse.
Not really.
Because,
I kind of understand
because
that
it's
piece.
different for guys.
But
you know what I'm
he
saying?
messed up. I would have never told him
That's
that I
what I'm
remember all
saying.
the exes, though.
Or if you're telling
Because
me
now you're
it
making
didn't
her
mean
not
that
seem
much
like
to
she's
me.
like,
Wait,
yeah,
hold on.
exactly.
Wait.
That's
We
what
don't-
it is.
no,
Now you're telling me you don't remember because
you just took that out.
What did I do?
You just created that. We don't know.
I did create that because I'm anticipating what's going to happen next.
We don't know where the narrative, or like the narrative. We don't know where, like, how that came up in conversation, because they could have been having a conversation prior to being intimate together, and he was just having a conversation about it because they were friends, and then he shared it, and then they just happened to, like.
Now she knows that.
So I did skip. So he told me that before. He remembers a couple of times he had sex with one of his exes. He lost his virginity to. That makes sense because that's his first time.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I mean? And then but remembering the other ones.
But it probably just wasn't that great. But that doesn't take that. Just, you know what I mean? It probably wasn't that great.
Do you remember? You remember all your first times with somebody?
You know,
Being for real.
I remember
my
first time with my kids' dad.
Okay.
With both of them. God, I have two baby daddies. No, God.
No.
That's
It's
all right.
okay.
Hey, that was on the show too.
I'm so insecure about that.
That was on the show.
I'm sorry.
I'm
Hey,
always
no.
like, look
But
at you, see? He's why I'm insecure, because niggas are like, who's gonna want me?
I didn't say that.
Who's gonna want me?
He didn't say that.
His
He didn't
eyes,
say
he
that.
said, oh no.
No, I did not.
You got
You
two
know,
baby
felt for you.
daddies.
I didn't say that.
No, I
He
saw the
did-
look in
he
your
was
eye.
connecting with
No.
you like, I'm sorry you felt that way.
Yeah, I was
It was like, damn, girl.
No, don't do that.
Damn.
No,
Yeah, that's what I did.
Look who I'm sitting next
No.
to. That's not what he said.
That's not the brand I'm trying to be associated
On
No.
later daters, that really
No.
came up. Dude was like, so I got 3 kids. He said, they got the same dad. I said, God damn, he bold.
They
It's the older
they
folks.
want to
Yeah,
know.
they want to know.
But
Which is fair.
But I think that
Anyways, yes, I do remember.
Do you
both times.
remember?
with my wife, yeah, I do, because you know why I remember? Because one, I was living here at the time, so we definitely wasn't here, right? And then her family lived with her too, so it's like where we was at, I remember.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I feel like I'm trying to think back, like my significant, like I'm thinking about who I lost my virginity to. I'm thinking about my
Hey, where's that
boyfriend
person
in
at now in your
college.
life? Just for you. I'll answer for me too.
He's married with
Oh,
two
so you
kids.
have access to this person, like at
Dude.
knowing where they're at?
You know what? No, I don't even know if I'm not even gonna say that.
Mine, I can't remember her
divorced.
name.
Let me be
I
quiet.
can't remember her name. I know. I remember what grade I was in. I was like, he looks with that.
He went to Helix with us. He's
That's
a few years older.
yeah,
though.
no, hold that one.
Yeah, hold on.
Mine, I cannot remember her name though. Like, and it was like no one knew her.
How old were you?
She was older than me. She was like a senior or a junior, and I was a sophomore.
Okay.
But I really I remember where I met her.
was
It
a
was like near
freshman
the
in
bricks,
college. I was
you
a
know, in the
little
middle.
older.
But I don't remember
You were
anywhere.
young.
Yeah, but I feel like that's like, again, that's why I'm shooting him some bail, because it's like, yo, sometimes men just forget stuff like that.
I don't know. That's really hard. That's hard. I mean, like, I hear what you're saying. Maybe not like make it a thing, because maybe there are moments that, but as a woman, like, it's, again, like you said, men and women are different. As a woman, giving your body to somebody, sharing your body with someone is a big deal.
Yeah.
And if this, like, and you weren't just like a one night stand. Like, if it was a guy I just fucked or a one night stand and he like didn't remember, I wouldn't sweat it as much. But I'm like, you're my significant other. Like, we're together in this moment. It would hurt my feelings because it wasn't as memorable as, or it wasn't as good to you. I think I would be in my feelings.
But
about
everybody,
it.
I think
I get what he's saying though.
It's
a tough thing to say
yeah,
though.
But
it's
you
a tough
guys are
thing to say,
looking
but
at it through the lens of like
A man.
A man. So what I'm going to offer to both of you is to look at it through a lens of compassion.
No.
So
It
instead
can be
of, like,
anybody. It can be anyone. Because there could be a time where it was like a guy was super, like looking forward to this and he enjoyed it.
And then she
right?
doesn't
And
remember?
she didn't enjoy it. And she didn't
That does
remember
happen,
it. You know what I
too.
mean? That happens as well. It
I
wasn't.
get-
It was just whatever.
Yeah, but maybe the emotional impact would be different.
Do you lie in that
the way-
situation?
Yeah.
That's the difference. I think it's
Now I do.
Yeah, I think
It's-
that.
I told you about homeboy who
I'm
cried.
gonna lie too, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want you to think that I wouldn't lie. I think he was caping for him. Like we would lie. I think you would lie, right?
What?
Tell me.
Or you would tell the truth.
I'll tell the truth.
Oh yeah,
So if I
I'm
was
lying.
like,
I just want
baby,
you
you
to
don't
know.
remember the first time, you would be like, nah, bitch, I don't remember at all.
I don't think he's gonna say it
I
like
wouldn't- I
that.
wouldn't say that. I
What
wouldn't
would you say?
that.
How would you say it?
I would be like.
Would you say with empathy? Would you say, or you're like, you're tripping? Or would you do like the, why are
I'll
you
be
tripping?
like-
You shouldn't be feeling
I'll
that
be
way.
like. I'll be like.
Or would you be like, my bad, I'm
No.
sorry. I forgot a little bit.
Okay, I forgot, but I can tell you. I remember our first date, and then we went here.
Okay,
and
see?
we
And
ended
then
up.
that- and
we
then
ended
that's
up-
how
hold
he's
on,
gonna
we
bring us
ended up,
back in.
walking down, downtown, and then we ended up at an R&B show, and I can remember that. I
And
can
then
remember. I
he's
can remember.
so
I can remember the
smooth.
jeans you
Southeast.
wore.
He's
I can remember the
so
top. You know what I'm
smooth.
saying?
He's from
I can remember
Southeast.
how your hair was.
Because I went from
You know what
mad
I'm
to
saying?
charmed
Yeah,
in
I
a
can remember all
second.
that.
I was mad and now I'm like, it's an imaginary scenario. And I'm
I
like,
can remember
okay.
everything that led up to it. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
you gotta say-
But you can't
yourself.
remember this pussy?
You know what I'm saying?
I remember the second time.
I remember the second time.
Hey, because if he was drunk or something like that
Yeah.
too, like that does kind of.
No, you better
It
put
does.
some respect on this
It
cat.
does. It
You better put some
does.
respect on this cat.
I'll just say,
That's
I'm
the
honest.
That's
I'm gonna
the
be honest.
clickbait right there.
I'm gonna be honest.
shit.
And
You know
that's
that?
it.
Now that I think about it, I don't think I do remember.
I only remember. Never mind.
You know why? Because
No, what you remember?
when I talked about when I talked to my wife, I'm gonna actually talk to her about this tonight when I get home to get ahead of it.
I'm hell about to ask. Baby
Yeah,
daddy.
but I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna ask and see if she remembered too.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be
I'm
mad if
curious
she
now.
didn't though, because I'm confusing the
Listen,
time now.
It's a
My husband
mental.
be like,
You
why are
gotta.
you asking me this?
It's a mental thing.
It is.
Like when something's random and happens.
Yeah,
Oh, you know what I mean. But when you say it's been on your mind for like a week,
yeah.
a couple of months,
That was on my mind.
and it happened, boom. You gonna like you remember that. You know what I mean? You remember that. But if it's something that just
I
happened,
remember the
randomly-
chase. I was chasing on Christmas.
Yeah.
We didn't start
Yeah,
dating like
everybody- yeah.
February, March. Christmas.
Yeah.
Where you at?
The
Yeah.
only thing, the only time I can't remember.
Get up
is
to the
if
bike
it's-
real quick.
If it was the
Yeah,
only I'm thinking like if it's a time I can't remember is because it wasn't memorable.
Yeah.
And if I know that and I know that you don't remember, I'm thinking, wow, I
I'm
guess that
skating
wasn't
past that
memorable.
whole
Yeah.
conversation.
But then you're over there.
Just to save
But
face.
then when he comes with the, but I remember the first date, then I'm over it. So.
But Shorty right there, I think, or the young lady right there,
Yeah.
I think she wilding.
She ain't wild, and
Yeah,
I
that's-
think that
she
her
is for
feelings-
pressing him like that. Like it's
Yeah.
like if he checks all your other boxes.
Are we together?
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. Yeah, you can't crash down
Oh,
over that.
yeah.
Yeah, if I
Okay,
check all your other boxes, yeah. Initial reaction, I'm
He
cool,
said-
but
he
that's where
said,
we got to get you off the
do
ledge. Like, come
better.
here real quick.
I'm curious what other women will,
Or what do they do?
or
But
what
every-
how they would
listen,
feel if it's
every-
a big deal or not to them.
Yeah, I would like to hear that.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'll
I
have
think a
to
lot of
poll
women
this.
will side be like, yeah, they would, but then you got to think about, what was you doing that you thought was so special?
Okay, sit down. You better sit back somewhere. Cause I was popping and twisting and dropping it. Look, you gonna remember, okay? I'm about to call every ex I
The
know.
whole octave change.
Every ex I know. Do you remember?
I mean,
What do you
down.
remember?
I'm using that. Sit down. It's crazy.
But you're
Oh
trying to
my
disrespect my ladies out
Sit
here.
No, I'm just saying-
Trying to-
no, not
you
at all. I'm
trying
just
to-
saying.
Was you popping that shit,
What was-
bitch?
did you, like,
What
know
was
I
you
mean?
doing?
Oh my God. All right. Here we go. Let's get to the next one. That's funny as hell. Last one and we out of here. This is now the longest pod we've ever had. Fun facts. This is perspective. 1 teaspoon of honey is the life's work of 12 bees.
Oh my.
That's crazy. Now, did y'all know bees are endangered?
Yes.
Yeah, you can't just go kill them and like get rid of a hive.
Yes.
Yeah, not for real.
Yeah,
you know,
they
Because you know what?
we looked at them.
they're so important to our
They
everyday life.
pollinate.
Yeah, the ecosystem and keep it like pollinating flowers and the whole nine. I'd be afraid. Like I was at the golf course, I played, that's my thing, and they was up on top of the tree today, and I heard the. I was like, let me get out of here. I think of My Girl.
Yeah.
Y'all remember that?
Always.
Yeah, My.
That
You remember
scene?
My Girl when the little white girl could die when the bees stung her, or
Best
she got
friend.
killed by the bees back in the day? Yeah, you gotta watch that.
My Girl?
That's
Yeah,
like a
it was a classic. Yeah,
I probably have, but you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta see it.
No, that's a good
the
one.
bees, I remember. I'll never forget that. I was like, God damn, I ain't getting
never
stung like
forget
this.
that.
But yeah, so they be out here working. There's a town in
But
Norway.
wait, think about that though.
What you mean?
The message:
Like there's
What do you mean?
1 teaspoon,
one
of
teaspoon,
honey,
Is 12.
one
and the shells be stocked.
1 teaspoon of honey is the life works of 12 bees.
12.
12.
Whole life.
1 teaspoon,
Yeah.
right? And you just think about that when it comes to our community,
Yeah, and the
but
workers.
in the workers
that
and what we
support
could-
the exactly
Mm.
exactly how many, and you know what the main thing I
listen-
think about, you're working for your own dream, or you're working to put money in somebody else's dream.
It takes 12 bees, and they work. You
To come up with a product too.
for 12 of them for 1 teaspoon of honey.
That's crazy.
Right now, you think about what we're doing in our communities as creatives, and we're trying to. It takes 12 of us to get 1 brick, right? 1 brick. You know, we're brick by brick, but it takes 12 of us for 1 brick.
Just to
The
lay
whole
a foundation.
process. I'm talking
yeah.
about the whole process of a brick. You know, molding it. You know, we're getting the concrete, the mold, the color.
That's crazy.
And all stuff and put it together, right?
I thought about
And
what
then-
you just said right now. Like you brought up Rashad and all of them, and like all you learning all those things for them to be the person
All
who you
part
are
of his
today.
work.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
And
crazy.
and look at to build that house. So it's like 100 bees to build, just one side of the wall, right?
Yeah.
But it takes 1 what to destroy it?
Shit, anything damn near.
Yeah,
If
one.
anything, one of
And
anything.
1 second,
1
minute,
second, one bulldozer.
one,
You know?
just to. But it takes, what I mean, it's crazy. But it takes for 1 teaspoon of honey, it takes 12 bees, right? But they don't control where that honey goes,
No.
and they don't make the profit and
Yeah.
benefit of all that. And just so that's exactly how our community, we work hard for pennies, right?
That's what that's
We
the one
work
that's
hard
going to mess
for
with him for the next
we
like
work
6
hard
days.
for
I can
pennies,
tell. Yeah, that's
right?
the one.
No,
And then these corporations
I didn't even
take,
think about it like that till you said that, and I was like, shit, it is deeper than what it really is.
You
now.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's a penny. It takes, right? But for corporations, it's millions. But
Dropping the bucket.
Yeah.
Second one, there's a town in Norway called Hell.
fact or
That's fact.
That's okay, fact.
There's a town
Yeah.
in Norway legitimately
I believe
called
it.
Hell.
I believe
And
it.
I do too, but look, if you say, hey, I'm going to hell,
That's hilarious.
I'll tell you going on your own. Like, I'm not
Yeah.
going to no town called Hell.
No,
I'm
absolutely
going.
That's
not.
great. See,
I'm
but
going.
it's always one. That's cool. You tell me
Yeah,
how it is
I'll
when you
tell
get
you.
back, if you make
Hey,
it back.
man, that shit was hot. That shit was fire, bro. You gotta go.
I was like, my
you
mama,
gotta
that's
go.
a
Yeah,
dope.
It was on demon time.
He said that shit was hot. It's crazy.
They was on
They was on
demon
demon time. It's
time,
crazy.
And that's why I'm not going.
Oh my god.
Hell no.
Oh shit. Oh, here's one. This one's gonna fuck with everybody. Frogs can freeze in the winter and thaw out in summer and become alive again.
Oh.
I'm gonna give you facts on how that happens. When it gets cold, the frog's blood freezes, which sucks water
said
out of
frog?
itself. Frogs,
Okay.
yeah. When it gets cold, the frog's blood freezes, which sucks water out of its cells. Second, the frog's liver produces glucose, urea, and glycerol, which act as antifreeze to keep the water in its cells liquid. The frog's heart stops beating and its body functions shut down. Also, when the weather warms, it's the spring, the frog's heart and brain thaw first, followed by the rest of its body. Within 10 hours, the frog is fully functional.
Look
Wow.
see, scientists are going to study that process and do that to humans. Like,
said they're
that's
already doing it?
wild.
That's great. Yeah, they had been doing that shit
They
already.
Listen, anything that's happening to naturally
Yeah.
has been studied.
Do you think there's people frozen already that
I
are
think there's
waiting to
people
be
walk-
woken
I think
up?
there's people walking amongst us that shouldn't be.
Ooh.
See, See, you thought I was crazy with the ants? There's always deeper, darker, and he might be right. I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm just saying.
Like, what do you mean by that? Like clones, like zombies, like people that were dead and came back alive?
What I'm saying is that.
What you saying?
What I'm saying is that.
What we don't know is what we don't know.
What we don't know, we only know what they tell us.
Yeah. And we don't even know who they is, but there's a they.
Yeah. Have you ever thought about like Mark Zuckerberg, like I'm not saying Facebook or any of them, any of all these Amazon, all these millionaires, all these billionaires, they just become billionaires and then they just fall into this, like, how do you become a billionaire, right? And then like, and just gain so much power when it comes to economics and in political world, right? Mm-hmm. Like, how do you, like, were you just in college 1 second, right? And then you was like, you know what? I want to control Hawaii.
Yeah. Like, how does it go from one extreme to the other?
Yeah, like a regular person. I became a billionaire, now I control Hawaii. Or I became a billionaire, I become a billionaire, now I control this magazine. You know what I mean? Like, there's got to be, of course, there's people, you know, the power that be. There's people that they put around you to give you these ideas to fund them and you pay for them. But just have you ever just thought about like these people that just gain this power out of nowhere?
Yeah.
Yes, and I think that part of it. I was listening to someone talk about this. It's like, like what we know right now is what we know because of where we're at in our lives. Mm-hmm. Pay wise, skill wise, like what our pool is and stuff like that. But imagine what doors or opportunities or who comes knocking unbeknownst to you when you do get to that position, right? There's some shit right now that we don't know of that they're quote unquote protecting us from. So I do, like, I agree with you. Like, we only know what our capacity to know something is right now until it's otherwise proven. Mm-hmm. Just like when you watch Paradise, right? How far did you say you got?
I think I'm like 7.
They were saying that the world was about to end and all this other stuff. And then, remember, old boy was on the plane and he could build cities and stuff like that. And she was like, yo, what do I need to build a city? He laughed. He's like, ha ha. He was like, you would need like a city like the size of Toledo, Ohio, blah, blah, blah. And then she flew him to a spot. He was like, oh, shit. Yeah. I had no idea something like this was going on where like somebody had this amount of land. So you don't know what you don't know, right? It's like whatever, unless somebody gives you an opportunity, gives you the capacity to like, you know, live out some wild shit or whatever. Shit, yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like you just don't know.
That's true, yeah.
So like,
but just not everybody has that, is going to reach that type of level of experience, right?
And I'm all right with that.
You just think about like what's really like I like this TV show called it's the family. It's a family that own a newspaper and they just
the Murdoch, Rupert Murdoch.
But what's the name of the TV show?
It's on HBO. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, Secession. It's based off, and he won't. Let me not say that on here because I believe in he might have some reach.
Yeah, don't get us canceled.
But he controls like 90% of the media and like what comes out and stuff like that. And he's one of the most powerful men in the world.
Yeah, and you just think, man, I was just watching that.
You
TV
say
show.
it. Hey, look, I'm just here listening.
Listen, I'm just saying, bro. This stuff is real.
Yeah, I feel you.
I want you to know this stuff is real, and that's why I'm telling you guys. And that's why, like, I love this. I love we with the podcast. Like, we can on the podcast, man. When you grabbing these people's ears, just like my barber, like drop that information and plant those seeds. Like, we are where we are. You know what I mean? It's gonna take us a while to get a little bit further than that. But we have young listeners and people following us. Yeah. Like, man, we're in the world, man, where your imagination is for sale.
Literally.
You know what I mean? And you can achieve, capitalize. And you can capitalize and achieve anything. And these TV shows is real. Because, one thing I was always told is that man can't create. They can only recreate.
Yeah. Everything is, there's no such thing as a completely original idea.
There's nothing new. It's just all
reimagining.
We just recreated it.
Yeah.
Nothing new.
This is gonna sound crazy, but I'm serious. But it's also like, you remember the movie Radio with Cuba Gooding Jr. or whatever, and he was getting dressed, and he was like, "How about this one, Coach?" And he was on the phone with. I was like, "Shit, that's FaceTime." Mm-hmm. No, for real. Like, that was in the 60s, and he said, "Oh, radio, I can't see over the phone or whatever." Yeah. It's like these ideas are not like 100% original. It's just you have access to do it and the means to do it or not. Like all these, I always think you're right. Now you really about to take me down a dark tunnel because I think about like how like a lot of the shit in this world, like nothing's like truly original.
Nothing is.
As long as you have the access to like create something or whatever, then yeah. But the idea itself is not original. Somebody probably thought about it. Fucking in Amsterdam that just didn't have the means and you don't know it.
Or there's just, but no, it's just you can't. Nothing, even through man can't create anything new. They can only recreate. Everything else was already created by God.
Yeah,
that point too.
You know what I mean? But
I knew that's where you was going with that.
If you just think, but not just because like God or holy or spiritual. No, it's real. Like,
but it's the tools He put in front of you, type of thing.
We can't. I can't create. We can't create a human.
Yeah, I can. No, well, I can birth one.
You can you birth one like but we were giving those tools to do it. Yeah. So that's not we were already designed for that.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So it's not us. We're designed for that, right? But to actually a machine, because that's what we create. A machine. We can create a robot that's closest thing to a human, right? But it's not a human. We just recreated something in the best form that we can get it closer to the original form, which is us, right? Mm-hmm. But we can't create a human. We can create a robot, right? But what I was the reason why I was saying that is like just have conversations. If you go out in the world and just have conversations with as many people as you can. Through those conversations, if you're using your mind and you're open to just new ideas and you use that, man, you can off those conversations, you plant a seed, this person planted a seed, you take those 2 seeds, now you have a plant that you can just sell. All right? And that's why I'm like conversations. These conversations that we're having right here, is important. So continue. I always want to say thank you for having me on this show. I know we went over.
Yep. I'm ready to go.
Yeah. No. We can keep going. But I appreciate this conversation. I appreciate the time. This is important. So I'm definitely going to tap in with what you guys are doing and pay attention. And when you guys have this, a guest here, or when you guys just doing your thing, like just remember, like there's people listening, and you can take that and you can feed people.
Yeah,
you can feed people. You can break bread. You know what I mean? And with the piece, one loaf of bread, you can feed. Mm-hmm. So, just this is great, and continue it. And then continue looking at different ways to perfect it and really like gain success off your words and off your time. You know, you can. You just got to look at it in a way like, okay, how can I do this?
Right.
You know what I mean? And, how can I make this reach a younger crowd, or how can I reach the target audience that I'm seeking, and just really take this, because you guys can. It's been a pleasure. It's been fun. And, I love to see you guys take this further and get a huge audience, because I loved it. I enjoyed it. It's been great.
We have a great show.
I think you guys have a great show, and it's outside of like the BS.
Yeah.
Oh man, the drama.
That's not me.
Nah, the drama, the crazy.
Us.
Yeah,
and I think
Peaceful is good.
I told you, the closest I get is to talk about somebody else's shit.
Yeah,
but that ain't.
Yeah. We're not doing all that bullshit.
My day job mean a lot to me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You don't need nothing. Listen,
no nonsense.
No matter what they say, everything stays on the net.
Yep.
Yeah, God, don't listen to the person.
Even them titties.
Even that. That's
the real titties. There you go.
But even
that's a real thing.
But even that doesn't even matter anymore.
To a degree.
No, it don't matter.
I can't imagine being a kid growing up and like if my mom did the OnlyFans, that'd be crazy.
I don't think for us, because we grew up different in different era. These kids growing up with parents that got OnlyFans, it's gonna be normal. It's gonna be regular. It's gonna be whatever. Because listen, I was
not this generation. No, maybe the next one.
No, because that's only America. It's only in America where we sexualize it. You can go to Tulum and run into some Europeans that are running around with their nipples out.
Yeah,
just walking. It's regular. It's not sexualized.
It was like that in the 90s too. Yeah, Pam
it's not
Anderson.
Sexualized. In America, it's sexualized,
everything
but
is.
Everywhere else in the world, it's not really sexualized.
Without.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's going to be normal. It's gonna be normal.
It's going to be, or it is.
It's in the process of being normal.
Okay, there we go.
You have women.
I'll take that.
You got women. You got women. You know, and fathers. Be fathers to these kids. You got women that are, you know, understand like social media and what's going on in social media
And
that
leveraging
are leveraging their kids. You know what I'm saying? They're leveraging their kids. Like, it's wild, bro. We're in a wild world right now.
That's the wild times.
It's growing.
What about this close to
listen,
OnlyFans in it, Carl?
we were having during the or we got to go, but I'm going to say this, right? Listen. I was talking to my friend. Okay. Right? And my a roommate. Okay. And I was telling her that, she was like, are you against Nah.
Yeah. 3 cheers. So 3 cheers. Anything you want to celebrate or anyone that you want to shout out? Anything going on with the brand or the network?
Hey,
and any final remarks?
Listen, the final thing is, we opened up a store in the College Grove area. 5545 El Cajon Boulevard.
There we go.
Step in. Really, come if you can't buy anything, or just come and get the inspiration. Come and have the conversation. It is set up like a cafe to where you can come, use the free Wi-Fi, and be creative. I'll be there if you need any information. I'll be able to assist you with any ideas. Like, I love creating, and I can assist with that. But you know, just come check us out. Come be inspired, and let's take this further, man. Let's take this further, and we got a lot of surprises, a lot of dope collaborations coming with the city, and I can't wait to share with you all.
I'm definitely gonna go and use your free resources.
If you can't, free Wi-Fi, and come use your free Wi-Fi. And if you can't, if you can't come to the store, and you want to support,
what's the hours?
Man, go to Foot Locker.
What's the
Keep pushing. We got good pricing and good quality there too.
There you go.
And the hours is we're open 10 to 6.
Monday through Friday?
No. Wednesday to Sunday, 10 to 6.
Wednesday through Sunday, 10 to 6.
What about the Instagrams? Where can they find you guys?
Instagram, you can find me at the SDN brand. Again, THESDN brand. And you can also find us at The Hometown Wave. And if you want to tap in with me, it's Terrence A. Hosley.
There we go.
TERRANCE.
There you go. He didn't say nothing too wild, I don't think. So should be all right. We should be all right. I was paying close attention.
We good.
Jay, what you got?
Okay, I have 2, 3
there we
cheers.
Go.
I have a lot of 3, no 4.
Okay,
I'll make it quick. No, I just wanted 3 cheers. New Life Nazarene Church in El Cajon.
Okay, shout out to them.
I wanted 3 cheers. Monterose Church in Monterey.
There we go.
I want to 3 cheers Morgan Yoshida and her mother and her family.
Shout out to them.
As well as Nate Howard with the Movement B.
Movement B, let's go.
All of these different people were answered prayers. Oh, I got emotional. I'm not going to cry in front of our guests. But all of these people directly in my life were answered prayers and worked miracles. And like you were saying, that's why it's important to have conversation and to build relationship, because you never know when you can be someone's answered prayer or someone can answer your prayer. Wow. And that only comes about when we're locked in with community. I'm someone, I don't have a lot to give, like materialistically, but I try to be someone who gives my time, my love, my compassion, my support. And I know that like that ability and being able to forge relationships and rapport is also, and having faith, and is also part of why I'm able to receive those miracles. You know, you have to ask for what you want. You have to say it out loud to God, and you have to reach out to community when you need it. So I just want to 3 cheers those specific people and groups for really showing up in a major way in mine and my children's life this week. And I'm looking forward to how I can be a blessing to others as I move through these different transitions in my life.
Absolutely.
That's all I got. Sorry, I didn't mean to cry.
No.
Rest in peace to Dwayne.
Beautiful. That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Dwayne Wiggins from Tony passed. We keep losing a lot of grace, man. We keep
last week was old girl. What was her name?
Roberta.
No, the black singer, black woman.
Oh God, dog it! I know you talking about. God,
Angie White. No,
Angie Stone.
there we go.
Angie Stone, rest in peace, Angie Stone. Also, we keep losing grace, man. We getting old too, right? I was seeing that. Look, for real, I was looking at her feet like Ja Rule and 50. I was like, damn, I remember they was young and spry. Like 50 over here talking all this stuff. His hips look a little tight though. I was like, man, but we keep losing too many grays, man.
Yeah.
Stay on your wellness checks. Make sure you going to the doctor. You know what I mean? As much as you can. If you ain't paid your insurance yet, go ahead and pay it. But make sure y'all getting there, man. We at an age now where just go get your checks, man. Get them done, especially from personal experience. I'm glad that my folks make sure that we all make sure we go to the doctor, them included. Make sure your parents is going to the doctors too. Especially with a lot of us that got parents that's in that generational age gap where they hate going.
Yes.
So absolutely. So all right, we out.